Hey, what is up?
Yo.
I would like to, right at the top, welcome Sandee Lovas to America. Hello. You made it.
Hey, buddy.
You came all the way down from America's cowboy hat, Canada, to the United States to be on our show. Thank you.
Well,
Is it
thank you
warm
for having
enough?
me on.
Is it warm enough for you here, or because I know it's really wintry in Canada, like year round, right?
Oh,
Am I
yeah,
wrong
yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
You
like
are wrong.
snowing out right
No.
now.
Is it though?
Yes, somewhere
it's not
at least, I'm
wintry
sure.
in August.
Oh.
I'm sure if
Anyway.
you go north enough, there'd be some snow.
Shit.
I interviewed somebody in Australia the other day, and I was like, "So, what's it like there right now, temperature-wise? What
Oh, yeah.
what season is it?" And they're like, kind of in between. I was like, "But in between
Summer
what?"
when we're winter. They're in the southern hemisphere. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they've been having a lot of wild weather through that continent. Holy shit.
it's so wrong. But anyway, yes, Sandee Lovas of Left of the Box is here, and let's
Hi,
just clear
Sandee.
this up. Everyone see the spellings? Sandee with the Y, Sandee with the double E. Okay.
Yeah, I made
I
my
see
Y
people-
bigger.
People confuse this in the chat all the time. Let's
I
get it
know.
straight, people. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's
there's
Sandee and
times when-
Sandee.
There's times when I'm streaming or something, and somebody will be like, "Oh, Sandee is great," or I'm watching your stream and I'm in the chat or something, and it's like, "Yeah, Sandee is great," and Sandee this and that and the other thing. I'm like,
And
"Oh,
everybody
thank
gets
you," and then they're
confused.
like, "No, we meant Sandee."
I'll just be Sandai and you be Sandy.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
People so often misspell my name that usually I just think whenever I see Sandee, they are referring to me, even if it's with a Y or with an IE.
I like the EE. It's cute.
Mhm.
And I like the name. And we're lucky we have it.
Yeah, my mom
There you
cursed me
go.
to a life of no personalized toothbrushes.
When is it useful? When is it useful to have a totally different spelling?
Yeah.
When you want to be Googled,
Oh,
Oh.
I don't want to be Google.
I'm the only person with my name.
There's a Brandon Dragelis out there who's the only person who's not related to me that turns up in Google searches. And he is a BMX rider, the son of a bitch.
Well, there's a
We gotta
Sandee
get him
Lovas
on the
with
show.
a Y, but there's
There-
not a Sandee Lovas with two E's other than me.
Boom. And, registering for emails has to be so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Setting up accounts.
And
my
it
word.
also is convenient when people want to search you from your past or they don't really know me and they search me and I don't want them to search me because then they'll spell my name wrong and never find me.
Only the true G's get the two E's.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I never
Would
think
you
about
please?
that. I have to search myself. I don't want to.
Oh.
Do not search. me
Well,
under
when I
any
don't want to be found, I won't put my name on the stream. I just put Environmental Coffee House or I won't put it. But then you type in my name and there's 40,000 shows with Jennifer because she likes our names on there. So, I mean, I can't hide from anybody.
No, man. You've been doing this 7 years.
Well,
There's no
I
hiding
made the
now.
decision. Yeah, I
Yeah,
made the
I made
decision when I started to stick with my name because at that point I had already been in the paper a couple times. I had attempted to run for office, so
For
my
the
name
arson.
and my face
Oh.
was in the paper. So it's like, if anyone wanted to figure out what my real name is, it's not exactly, crack investigation that needs to go on here. Like they'll figure it out. So what's
Right.
the point in coming up with a fake name to begin with? Plus, nobody in
No,
my
I
family
didn't.
uses my last name, so
I've had 3 last names. And I was going to go, actually, I was going to change my name to, we did a thing in my chat. What should I change my name to after I got divorced? Should I change it to Arctic, Blue Ocean, go for some weird last name? But we never did it.
You know, Strackbine was not my original last name.
What was it?
Really?
I don't like my original last name. I was
Little
adopted.
bastard.
No, well,
Were you really
That-
adopted?
that's interchangeable. Little bastard. Yeah.
So
didn't
what
know
was your? Well, you don't have to say.
As
There's so
well,
many-
adopted by my stepfather.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I
Not
see.
like I was living in an orphanage or something.
No,
but-
your parents still love you. It's just
Exactly.
You were
But-
adopted by your. What does that mean?
This is called
Means-
politically incorrect.
It's like when you get to the age of 18, your stepfather can
right,
take a more legal, thoughtful position. And
which
it
was
was
very thoughtful.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's a big deal.
So
That
you
is
lived
very-
with
Well,
him
if you
when
have a
were an
stepfather that
adult?
loves you anyway.
He married my mom with 3 kids. And then they had a 4th. And yeah. And so then like, you know, my whole life goes by and I'm like, this guy's my dad. And so he made it official. It was like
That's so
it was a very cool
Yeah,
thing to do.
I think so.
Fascinating.
He's left a good impression on you. You have a good impression. Of
You
him.
reverse
Good
that.
view.
I've left a good impression on him. Thank you
Both
very
of
much.
you. Yes.
No, I mean everyone
Reciprocal.
benefits from being in my presence, okay? Especially over a long period of time. Sandy will tell you, right? Sandee Lovas.
Oh,
Yeah.
with that type of question, I was just going to defer to the other Sandy.
You're the star tonight. I'm sitting back, chilling out.
hey Sandy, we could use it. We could use the fact that we have a guest here tonight to help us with something. How we want to manufacture some
Consent?
inter-lefty beef.
Oh
Yeah.
my
You know-
God, you do.
Who should be
I
our
do.
rival?
Yeah. I want to do like a rap
rivalry.
rivalry. Yes!
Yeah.
Get some input here. Sandy, how do we do this? What can we fight over? That's gonna sell records.
That's
Yeah,
gotta
who
make
should-
that
money.
records.
Who should we talk shit about?
You know, get clicks.
What country
I want to
is
pick a
that
fight
in?
with one of these bums.
Nobody will
I
believe
already
that.
had that happen. I'm done.
Nobody will believe that, Jake. I think what we should do is, well, we tried it with Leftist Mafia. I don't really think that's even gonna. I don't think they would acknowledge the beef.
Well, you could
Yeah, well, that's
always
because I
go
haven't
for the
revealed my
power
power level.
report.
The
Power
oh,
report.
oh,
Okay,
he's been
how
on
can
the
we
show.
get under their
He's
skin?
been on the show twice.
Well, that's the thing. We can have
Yeah.
a falling out.
Mhm.
I do like that.
All right, explain it to me.
Why they
The
left past 10?
Oh,
Oh,
Why
this,
they
it writes
left
itself.
past 10.
We gotta have
There's-
like Sandy just be like, they were talking some real smack about that Dan from the internet fella.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually think he's from the internet.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
we gave him a
We
new
need a
name.
birth certificate.
I don't know if you saw it, Sandy, but that night he was like part of the episode. He was in his car, and I was calling him Dan from the interstate, Dan from the intersection.
Yeah, you
was
were. It
awesome.
was funny.
He was grocery shopping, and afterward we were like, I think it was Andrea's idea. We were like, oh, we should have got that on camera. And so then we were like, we need to do an episode where Andrea gives Jake a list, and he goes to the grocery store and is filming himself buying it, because we realized that Jake is not a brand name guy in the worst way. He is the store brand guy.
Not only store brand, but like, Kroger has a wide variety of store brand pickles. I know, I've been to a
Yeah.
Kroger in my time. Jake picked
Oh,
the
mean,
worst
the
kind.
pickle
The worst
dilemma.
of the worst. There's some good Kroger brand pickles out there. I'm not going to lie to you. I've tasted them all. Jake has not, apparently.
Taking your
I
word
have
for it.
not. We don't have Kroger up here.
Well, you
That's
better
good.
hope.
Ooh.
That's a good thing.
What do you
Don't-
have?
don't
What's like
flip
this?
that.
What's your version of the standard store?
Standard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's like generic? Like we have Piggly Wiggly down here.
Oh.
Anything owned by the Westons.
Oh God.
So Galen
All right.
Weston, they're a grocery store empire. So most of the grocery stores people shop at, from the more expensive high end to the no frills cheap ones are all owned by the same corporation.
Is that the Loblaws
The Lee George.
store that you
Loblaws.
were talking about today?
Yeah.
Do you have
So
Safeway?
Loblaws has like Zehrs, and Zehrs is a quite common one.
What is it called?
Zehrs.
That's hard to say. I don't like that.
No, it's not.
They don't call it Z-Mart?
It's cool.
No.
They should call it Zmart.
Zehrs?
Zmart.
Ah.
Zehrs.
Zehrs.
Zehrs,
Nah.
Yes.
That's
in.
not. We're tossing that one out. That's
We
not
also
going to
have
pass the smell
Sobeys.
test.
That
Tossing it
might
in.
be more easier for your American tongue.
Calling it Z-Mart.
Don't let me in with this fucker. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, run that by me again. What would be easier for my American tongue?
Sobeys.
Not Zehrs.
Sobeys. Yes, it is.
Zehrs.
Not Zehrs
Sobeys?
is difficult.
Zmart.
Sobeys is easy.
Zehrs is not difficult.
It's
Sobeys.
not. I can't
These-
see where
on
it's so
drugs.
difficult.
Sobeys
Yeah.
sounds like a soap brand, like
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
There's
a delicious
the
drink.
Superstore.
Tastes like gecko cum.
Superstore.
Yes.
Now you're
It's
talking.
actually just called the Superstore, which is just Loblaws but bigger and
See, I
with
get
like a
that, though.
Walmart in it.
I
Yeah.
get
Oh,
Superstore.
God.
I get that.
When did superstores start happening? When did ultra out of control growth and capitalism really
America was
explode?
great.
When did grocery stores become
When
department
America
stores?
was great.
Yeah. When
Yeah,
did they get
when
out of-
when
yeah.
did that start? In the 90s with the
1976.
malls? 1976? Would you just look that up?
before
No,
that?
that's just my guess.
It
Educated
is?
guess. It's, an
It's
educated
not though,
guess.
because I don't remember that
Bicentennial?
in 1976. I remember the 80s, I think, when the malls started. And the malls started first, and then those stores got ridiculously big. I
Why
just
are you
wondered
asking
if
us? You're the only one who was around back then.
I'm just wondering if Sandy knows how Canada
Excuse
is.
me?
That's
I
yeah.
was born in 1974. Okay.
I'm not telling
yeah,
y'all where
well,
I
you weren't
I was around.
too aware in 1976. Let's
I like this
that-
comment. It could be applied to literally anything we've been talking about tonight, but it's
You
probably
were
God,
past
why?
and present tense.
probably because of Zehrs. Is that how you say it? It's not growing on
Zehrs
me.
is
I don't like
I
that
think
word.
it was my
Yes.
stealth Sobe joke.
Oh, okay.
There's also
Slipped
No
it in there.
Frills, Value Mart, Farm
It-
Boy.
Oh my god.
Farm Boy.
Farm Boy.
They're
Yes.
marketing so hard to the people they are not. It's
Do they
it's
have
shocking.
a
Well, Farm
mascot?
Boy is nice because it actually does use like local produce and stuff like that. It's
Good.
Has fresher stuff and healthier stuff. I like Farm Boy when I can afford it.
They do have a mascot.
Farm boy.
The juxtaposition there. We didn't have to ship this nearly as far, so it cost 10 times as much. It's not anybody's. It is
Well,
collectively
no,
all
that's
of our
just like
faults,
any
but-
grocery store in general. Grocery prices have gone off the charts here, so it's really any grocery store when it can afford to buy food. Farm Boy,
Madness.
it depends on what you're going for, but it's not necessarily more expensive depending on what you're getting.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. There it is.
I thought that was a shotgun for a second there.
It's all about the food.
This is Canada. We don't know what those are.
Well, we haven't gotten Farm Boy yet, but we do have Tim Hortons from Canada. We've got 100 million of them.
My town in Maryland used to have a place called Horn and Horn. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet called Horn and Horn. Isn't that
Why
weird?
not
Oh.
just call it horny?
Horn and
Or like
Horn.
double
Ah!
horns, or I don't know. It was, I mean, it hit me at a certain age when I was like more smartass oriented, and I was like, why do they call
When-
it that?
What do you mean when you were more smart ass already?
Yeah, like when I was like 2.5, 3 years old. I was pretty much born. I was pretty much born exactly as you see right now. So, if I do
Well,
anything
we'll take it.
mature, it's an act.
right.
But look, speaking of pickles, and I mean, you know what? I should tell you this story because I'm not like the most mature person. My wife was yelling at me today saying, you haven't heard a word I've been saying. And I was like, that is a weird way to start a conversation.
Haven't heard.
We don't have
word.
pickles in Canada.
I have lots of extras if you want. I'll ship you a couple
I
of
used to
jars.
steal cigarettes from the grocery store I worked in. It was, I was like, you guys are ordering way too
All
many
right.
of these. I'll just pilfer them.
Is this truth or lie? That shows a
That's
different
Truth,
night.
That's absolutely true.
Um,
Number one, you steal cigarettes. That's what they're there for.
Yep.
That's what they're there for.
Matt's
Can I ask
mom.
the show friends here about a medical question? Or is
Yeah.
anyone qualified?
I'm qualified for everything.
All
We
right,
all
so
are. We're
I got
streamers.
like a pain in my pinky right here. Like, do you notice anything weird about like?
It's
is there-
swollen.
Your joint looks
Is it
a little
swollen?
swollen.
It might
The
be.
knuckle
Are
looks
you
depressed.
overusing your that part of your hand for gaming or mousing or
Oh.
anything
Or,
that
like,
would
while
cause?
drinking
You can tell that
cocktails.
Sandee's not a gamer. We don't use the pinky. This thing.
Okay, I don't
atrophies.
know. I'm asking.
Did
Oh,
you?
it
Did
atrophies?
you?
It, like, right here.
genuinely? Did you punch something?
I might have. I don't
Been
know.
drinking
Or
too
like,
much British tea.
you know, not,
I don't think so.
or get your hand slammed down?
I don't think
'Cause
so.
When you,
Okay.
when you
Is
looky
it the
there-
only joint on your whole
Yeah.
body? That's it, just there, right?
Just here.
Okay. So
I
you
just
did-
noticed it
so
like
it's-
10
yeah.
minutes ago, and now I can't.
Stop noticing
If
it.
you slip and fall, that can absolutely happen. Like, you can literally push your knuckle down. Like, if you catch yourself weird.
Too much.
She's
tea
too
time.
young
Go to-
for gout.
Drink some apple cider vinegar. See if
A lot
it
of
relieves
water.
it.
Yeah,
Were
that's
you
a
doing
good
karate?
idea.
Serious question.
I was not doing karate. No.
Were you doing crazy?
Well, I do that many
Thank you.
times a day.
I used a bad term when I said punch, but you know what I mean. In a forward motion, did
Anti-inflammatory
you slam your
tea.
hand happens most often when you
Is it-
slip and you try to catch yourself, but you miss.
Is it a throbbing pain or a piercing?
It only hurts when I touch it.
Then don't
Okay,
touch
well,
it.
don't touch it. Get
I
some
fuck-
turmeric.
That advice, I hate so
Turmeric.
You just banged
and,
it. You banged it or something.
It hurts really
Yeah.
bad, but
much.
it's
Stop.
funny.
All right, genuinely
She
stop
can't
doing
stop it.
Okay.
Everybody wants the whole chat now. Does it hurt when you bend it around? Everybody's
really.
in this.
Does it hurt when you look at it?
A little
Ooh,
bit.
probably a spider
she's gonna,
bite.
She's gonna look at it.
Spider bite. No.
Nobody
that
else is
can't be
concerned
true.
about the utter lack of knuckle we all just
Oh, a
saw.
spider
though.
bite.
What?
You got to go around. You got
Turn
to
it
go
side.
around.
Look at that indent. You could. There's no knuckle.
I mean, I'm.
Oh, you just
rocking
don't
that.
have knuckles. Never mind.
I think you have like Neanderthal pinky, Jake.
I got admittedly bony Lithuanian hands, but the knuckle is labeled on a medical chart because it exists.
Sandy,
so
you
the
have
fact that
very
you
nice
all are
hands.
missing them. Oh, you're aliens. No, Sandy has them. Sandy's got knuckles and she's got Vulcans. Good. Well, that's a
I don't know
special.
what I got.
Good Lord. You are one of the most dexterous people I have seen.
Wow.
Oh, look at her
Yes.
fingers.
Look at that go.
I read somewhere.
can
that
join
people
any
get
game.
that
I
that.
have
die
very
early.
dexterous fingers.
Ooh,
Nice.
there's probably a fetish for that.
Ooh, look
I
at
have
that.
arthritis too, and I can do that kind of stuff.
Y'all, that's impressive.
I did reach out to Pickle Monster, and I asked them about our pickles and peanut butter debate. You guys want to hear the reply?
You can't. Well, first of
Oh.
all,
I want
let
him
me
to get on
just
camera.
state my piece here. You can't debate a fact. This is like debating climate change.
This
Okay,
looks like a
motherfucker.
turkey.
There's
I
no
All
went
right,
debate.
what was their
to-
reply?
I
Let's hear
went
what they said.
to our resident pickle manufacturing expert, Nick
Okay.
at Pickle Monster,
All right.
who called into my show. Jake was there. We talked to him.
I've advertised for him.
Yeah, right. Nick said, okay, so I said, hey, we were, I should read it, right?
This
I
is
should read
this
my
is our
reply.
patient listening. Wiggle.
Oh,
Stick with me, you guys.
I'm sick and I'm listening.
Well, first, before we do this, Sandy, what
you
is
wanna
your
fill her
opinion
in?
on pickles and peanut butter?
Yeah.
Does it sound good? Have you ever had it? Let us know.
We don't have pickles in Canada.
What? That's nonsense.
No, we just
That-
have cucumbers that have been soaking in vinegar.
Oh, it's so boring. It's so boring.
I'm
Call 'em
open
pickles.
to that. Have
Live
you
a
ever
little.
had soaked
Dill,
vinegar
bread and
pickle
butter.
cucumbers, pickled cucumbers?
Call
and peanut
Z-Mart
butter?
and say, what about we call them pickles? And they'll say, who's Z-Mart? And you go, well, maybe we should back up and talk about how that's a
And
better
we
name.
have buttered peanuts. We don't have peanut butter.
Oh, really?
But have you ever
Buttered peanut?
combined those two things?
Right. Did you ever have a peanut butter or buttered peanut
so what,
and pickle
like
sandwich?
a
Cucumber.
pickle
Yeah, when you
spread?
put it-
like a pureed pickle that you spread onto bread with
Now
peanut
that
butter?
sounds good, but for me, I just do like
It's
an
called
actual
relish.
pickle.
Or as they call it in Canada, horizontal flattened. But
Lightning
yeah.
Rod said they're called Bix pickles. He's from
Okay,
North-
here's
where are
the
you?
correspondence.
Thunder
I
Bay.
said, I didn't even say, hi, Nick, how are you? I just said, hey, we are having a debate on one of the weekly group YouTube shows I'm on. Like I'm on more than one.
Oh, Mr. Big Shot over here. One of the many
I
shows.
I think I just fired this off in haste. And I said, have you guys ever heard of pickle and peanut butter sandwiches? Jake ate one on air and nearly hurled. So we are
Still
wondering
issue.
if this is actually a thing. What sort of pickles and what sort of peanut butter go best with each other? Thanks.
Well,
We'll read your reply on air this week. And
Would
he
it-
said, what?
so I'm just thinking, would it be that different than like peanut butter on celery sticks?
Yeah. Yeah, it would
Not
be.
that different. It's
Well,
better. It's
depending
just
on-
a superior version.
Depending on what kind of pickle now.
Come on,
peanut
look,
butter and dill or peanut butter and bread and
if
butter
celery-
pickles. I make all different ones.
If
Well,
celery
no
and
sugar.
pickles-
I'm anti-sugar on my pickles.
and
well,
none of
but
my
if-
pickles don't have sugar. I told you I would send you some.
If
Real
celery and
quick-
pickles were that similar,
Told you that.
they wouldn't have a different name.
This
Do you
is
make
a new
like a
segment.
pickle peanut butter sandwich where you like cut the pickle in half and slather the peanut butter in between and then
That is
twist it?
Absolutely.
disgusting.
That's
It's like
what
a
she was
amazing.
talking
pickle
about last
It's
Twinkie
fucking
with peanut
phenomenal.
butter.
It's great.
Okay, so here's what he said. That's very interesting.
Real quick. This is a new segment where we get
Okay.
a ruling from Pickle Monster called "That's a Pickle."
Okay.
Oh,
That's 50s game show technology is
Jeez.
state of the art.
Jeez.
Nick said
Holy-
that's very interesting. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm gonna
We're
try
on the
it later.
bleeding edge.
He said I'm gonna try it later today and can report my findings. Now I'll let you know. He never got back to me, so either he got tied up,
Or
he
he
owns his
died.
own business. It could happen, or he tried it, and we're not gonna hear back from Nick.
no, because he's selling them.
Okay. Because he may have lost his voice.
Oh,
Well, we're not
process.
going to hear back because you started it off. You incepted him to have like a negative mindset. Oh, someone pretended to throw up or something. They were making a big stink for ad revenue and super
was
chats, and
two
you're not
dicks.
going to give that
Oh, gee.
context, of course, right? So now you're making it seem like you're just like some rabid anti-pickle like activist or something, you know?
That's a
So he
horrible
probably
thing to
tried it
be.
and said, "Wow, this is amazing." I don't want to have any association with someone who would shit on this brilliant snack food.
Oh,
That's probably
Well,
what happened.
I
just
think
have to wonder with all the
to try
brands
it.
and varieties that Americans tend to have for like every single thing. Have you checked with Haagen-Dazs yet to see
Yeah,
if there's a
that's
pickle
horrible.
peanut butter ice cream?
good point.
somebody look it up.
I
Okay.
want it.
I think
Here's the
chat
thing.
likes this idea.
Here's the thing. Nick knows me. Okay? My reputation is rock solid. Nobody knows that I'm coming to him for advice and being overly opinionated without being open to said advice. So he said, off the top of my head, my recommendation would be an all natural oil on top, crunchy peanut butter, one with only salt, no sugar, right? Okay, this is in your favor so far.
Yeah, sounds good.
With a classic dill pickle.
got
Bread wise,
'em.
I'd recommend something like a toasted sourdough or potato bread, and
Mm.
maybe a little finishing salt depending on what notes you want to highlight flavor wise. But that's
That's
also just
good.
me. There's a lot of bread and butter eating freaks out there, and the freaks are in all caps.
Fuck them.
And then-
Fuck them.
And then he says, just kidding.
I'm not.
I
Uh,
like
who-
what that sounds like, actually.
who
The-
would maybe
the-
go
the
more
clean
in the
peanut butter.
dessert direction. Personally, we don't really like
Oh.
to use sugar in anything, nor do we like sweet pickles. But in the same way, good old refined white bread is good for a fluff sandwich. It might be the same for sweet pickles and peanut butter.
Oh.
So there you have it. All natural, salt, no sugar peanut butter. You want to make sure that oil is on top, crunchy, and a classic dill on. I mean, toasted sourdough
Yum.
sounds good, but potato bread is always like, there's just something like refined about that.
And we
Yeah, I
can't
like the
even pass a
starches.
dish around because we're selling whatever.
So I
You
said,
guys.
if you eat
Yes.
one, record it. We'll put it on air because I want to see him hurl, but I haven't got it yet. So hopefully he sends one.
Sandy, hit us.
Do you have dill pickle chips?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we have like ketchup chips up here in Canada
those
that you
too.
guys don't have.
We have ketchup chips. Oh yeah, we got those.
I tried ketchup chips like fucking 5 or 6 years ago when they were not in here, and I was blown away. They're good as hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
They make them
Interesting.
with dairy here, which it kind of put me off. I was like, okay, well, I don't
And
understand
doesn't ketchup
that, but
have
no
sugar
thanks.
in it, Andrea?
Well, first of all, this is
A
when I
little
was a
bit.
fat fuck. But
Oh,
second of all,
stop!
I was.
You know
I'm
I
not-
get mad when you do
But
that.
I'm not. I'm just saying. But second of all, if I'm eating chips, I'm throwing
Right.
it out. You know,
Doesn't
That's-
matter.
We have
So, but they're
Utz.
chips
Utz.
made out of pickles. Dry.
no.
Are they dry?
Oh,
Are
well,
they?
I've
flavored.
had that too. That's really
Oh,
good
they're
too.
potatoes chips made to. I don't understand.
Yeah, Sandy,
it's a
you're
potato
talking
chip
about
with, like,
potato
dill
chips.
seasoning.
Oh, because I
right?
dehydrate my own shit, so I can make my chips with a dehydrator, and not buy
Yeah, I do that
potatoes.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I've
potatoes.
I've done
I don't eat that.
dehydrated pickles before, and that's also pretty good.
I eat dehydrated veggie potato chips. So
Yeah.
it's vegetables made like potato chips. They're
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
good shit.
But the Utz brand, you know Utz with the Utz girl reaching into the bag of chips with the bow in her hair. You know Utz. Talk
No,
about
I-
a logo. That's a classic. They
you pull it
have
up?
like the best kind of flavors. Their flavors are legendary.
Hmm.
I'm bringing
Man, I
it up.
shouldn't have smoked that joint. No.
You know,
Talking about all
there
this fucking
is
food.
a brand that I don't know where it got started,
Oh,
but it's called Wrap Snacks, and it's
There
the
it is.
best chips I've ever had. Utz.
Their crab
That looks
chips.
like standard potato chips to me. If you say what's a
It's
potato
so
chip,
good.
I would show that back.
That looks
Their
like the
crab
Cracker
chips are
Jack.
so good. Oh my god, the
Yeah,
crab
they're
flavored
good.
ones.
It looks like the Cracker Jack logo.
Crab? Did you say like
No,
crab
cracker.
flavored?
Yeah,
Cracker Jack.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a big thing in
popcorn.
Maryland. They put fucking Old Bay on everything over there because I lived in Washington for a while, and these fuckers, they put it on pizza, they put it on fucking hoagies. I don't even know what they call them hoagies in there. They put it on fucking chips. They put them on fucking fast food. They put them on hamburgers.
Chicken,
We're not
fried
talking about
chicken.
actual crabs either. We're talking about Old Bay like mixture with the. They
Ooh.
love that. It's not that good. I'm sorry. Hot take.
Old
Get
Bay.
out of here.
Weird choice.
You're just saying that to
Ah,
be
hot take.
different.
I am. That's correct.
That's a contrary opinion, Cracker Jack.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
He had a dog.
Lovis,
which was
you had it.
kind of cool.
Has that box ever changed? Is it the same
Oh, yeah.
box over there? I
No.
don't know. I haven't seen a box of Cracker Jacks in years.
They've unfortunately updated it in a weird way. It's like too
Mm.
polished.
Fun fact: the model for that character was a 37-year-old sailor. I'm lying.
They were a 34-year-old sailor.
Yeah, see, Jake, you're just such a liar.
Fucking
liar.
So I think that I'm not moved at all
Why can't I get this
whatsoever
on
on the
screen?
whole
Can I get
pickles and
this on
peanut butter
screen
thing.
somehow?
Do what?
What now?
I want to get this on screen.
Oh, you
Think
could
you gotta
put
send
something.
it in
You could put a
private
link in the
chat?
private chat, and I can put it up
No,
there.
it's like a image. It's
If you can link to the image.
Yeah, but can
To
she
post somewhere.
screen share?
I don't.
Does
I
it
don't
have a
think
screen?
you can share your
Let me
screen.
see. Under settings. Let's
if
see.
I can share, it looks like I can do video file or
I
share
don't see
screen.
that. How come I don't see that? I don't want to
Trying to
share
cross
my
my
screen.
knees.
I'm off tonight. I'm just along for the ride. I'm
But
not
I-
doing
Fucking
no
Cracker
other
Jacks,
technical
man.
shit.
But Nick
Cracker
has not
Jacks.
moved me on. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it.
Well,
it
first
does
of all, you should
sound
be
like
sorry.
he's being. He's taking the smart, like. That's probably the best route as far as
That's the shit I was
combining
saying
those
weeks
things, but-
ago. So, but all of a sudden, an expert chimes in, and now you believe me.
Oh no, I'm still down for finding a version of this which matches what Andrea tastes. Because I got just enough of it to see how it could theoretically be good if you're not using
Now,
limp.
notice how
ancient-
the story is changing. Once
I'll
the
make
super
it.
chats
I'll
have,
just
the
teleport
checks
it.
have cleared. Notice how the tides
Yes.
have turned.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm
you
I'll
can
be a
see
big
it.
baby about it until somebody else gives me $20 to eat a Sammy.
You
Ooh,
were there for-
everybody's hungry out there. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh, that's look, the cracker Matt. Matt,
Legendary.
that's
Time that
cute.
Letterhack starts talking about like the
I'm
good
good
old
at
suburban
Photoshop.
youth days, you know.
Oh,
Well done.
Sandy, you're a good artist. You should talk about your art a little bit.
That was really well done.
Yeah, that was.
How
man.
quickly did that? Did you do that while you were sitting here?
old
What the
school.
hell?
No, it was about a joke when, oh gosh, I can't remember if it was one of your videos, Matt, but somebody was referring to you as a snack Matt or something like that. Matt
Snack Bond.
Snack Vine or something. And
He is.
I don't know
So
if
then I
that's because
made
I'm
that?
handsome or I like snacks.
so
Could
then
be either.
So I made the Matt snack bag.
That or anytime he references something that is known to be very white, it would be very funny to flash that.
It was,
But
it
I
was
think
on
it's because he's
Twitter.
a snack. He's a handsome
Yeah.
gentleman. We
Yeah.
all know.
It was
that.
on Twitter ages ago, so and I tweeted it out.
Matt's a snack.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh, this
I-
is too
the-
funny tonight.
This group, every group of
Well,
lefties need
You
one.
know, you're
needs
just
one
too
that's
sweet, and I'm
shamelessly.
diabetic, so I
Shamelessly
can't snack on
snackable.
No, shamelessly try to get money
That's
because it's
you.
against our instinct.
I am shamefully trying to get money.
I'm shamefully not. I'm not even putting ads on any of my videos. Mm-mm. I'm shamefully not.
This
Or
is an
unshaven.
ad-free live show.
Yep.
Anyway,
True.
That's
can't mention
right.
that enough. We don't run ads during the live show of Left Past 10.
Nope.
So
Mostly because we wouldn't make money anyway.
Dude, you guys want to hear something supremely depressing?
Oh, I needed to laugh today.
supremely
last-
depressing.
Yes.
I don't
Last
read the
interview
news
I
all
did.
day. I don't.
I mean, you know, we watch the fucking news for like a job, right?
Yeah. And,
got?
But it's because I'm selfish that this will be depressing. What's her name?
Gloria.
Well, now I got to look this gal up. The last interview that I did, all her YouTube content is just the interview she did with me, a 2-hour interview.
Oh,
It's Expose But Nicely. That's the name of the channel. But she
Okay.
actually did it, like, she cut it up intelligently and put a really good thumbnail on it. And she has
Expose, but what?
But Nicely. That's
Nicely.
the name of the
Alright.
channel. She's got 10 times the views I do on her version of this.
that's
The
maddening.
superior version.
Hers is the superior version, no question at all. Hers is the superior
Okay.
version.
Now you got to
Well,
launch a
we can find it.
copyright strike.
All right. Oh, I
That's
see.
how I found
It
out
looks
about it, is
nice.
Yes.
Well, she's
She's killing it. Go look at the part 1. It's got 6,000
Oh, we got
views.
shorts. Holy shit!
have
She just
you
crushed it.
have
What's with
you
the Canadian stuff?
She is
Yeah, but
Canadian.
that's-
Yeah.
Ah.
How
Okay.
did you?
See,
Oh,
then
let's
it's
see.
not. Then it's just basically you don't have to worry about the views. It's just a conversion thing.
Oh yeah.
It's
I mean,
Canadian numbers versus American numbers, so they look bigger in Canada.
yeah. So Jake, you're still not getting.
I didn't think about that.
No,
no. She's
no.
just.
we're proud of
First
you.
of all, in all seriousness, credit to Expose But Nicely because
Jake.
she
yeah,
put
that's
in the
cool.
work, did the thing.
You're the Robin to
but
her
out of-
Batman, though. Second
On a
fiddle on her channel.
on a pettier note, fuck her. This gal. I'm gonna have her back on just to complain to her.
I think you
Well,
should
this can be how we
send
start a
her,
beef.
assuming you got a
What?
mailing
Yes.
address. Oh, is this the beef?
This is the beef. This is the beef for sure.
Mail her a peanut butter and pickle sandwich and write a
Yes.
note that says, "You deserve this."
You
Well,
better put
here's
it
the
in.
thing: you wouldn't be able to send that across the border.
Oh
How? Why not?
Sandy,
no, food. Yeah.
you can drive it back after this. Because we're in the American studio, the Left Past 10 studios.
Yeah.
Multiple.
I don't know why
studios.
we set up all our computers separately, but yeah, you guys are right
We're
over
old
there.
school.
And use the green
We're old
screen to
school.
get all of our original backgrounds.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
all together, guys. We're really we flew to one location. We burned a shitload of fossil fuels and flew to a location.
What
we
if
really
we
are
all
together.
Sandy
tore
was the one
down
that
green
insisted. It was
screens?
weird.
What if we tore down our green screens and you could see the back of each other's heads? We're just sitting in a circle. That'd be weird.
Yeah. All right.
Facing
Wow.
away from each other.
The whole
I
chat
love
would
it.
be
Watch
like,
this.
that was
I'm
the most
going
incredible
to punch
thing.
one of them.
Yeah. Right. Ow, shit. That would be one of the most incredible things ever seen on the internet if we pulled that off real quick.
Genuinely
that would never
would be.
happen. Yeah. It would also be very trippy. I don't know if I could handle it.
One time,
I
I will
can't
take
tonight.
my very portable green screen and show up in one of your houses, and we will not let anybody else know until I'm just like, hold on a second, hand them something, pull it back up, go back about like nothing happened.
This is, you gotta love this stream for not dwelling on shit that happened in the news today.
Well, we do that sometimes.
sometimes. We definitely do
happened in the news
that,
today?
but
Could have gone there today, but you know what? We're having a good time. And Sandy had a very comprehensive show full of
True.
a lot of bullshit going on up there. I did my heavy duty one last night. And, I think everybody needs a break sometimes. I mean, I wanted to talk about women's rights. I'm pissed off, I think Arizona's out of their fucking
Women
mind.
don't need rights. They've had enough.
Yeah,
come
okay.
on. Us guys will handle this. Okay, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
No,
work.
We've
Me
been
and
doing good so
Andrea
far.
and Sandy, we need to think about this.
Well, whenever
But
I'm
we're
in a
not
down
gonna-
mood, I just go to my most favorite tweet in the whole wide world.
And what's
What's
that?
that? Is it Kofefe?
It's probably not what you're
True.
thinking.
I'm not thinking anything. I'm just waiting patiently. I want to learn.
Many
Is it
such
that
cases.
Put
old
down
Irish
bets.
expression? Go
Your
fuck yourself.
favorite tweet.
Is it all right? I'm going to put down my bet. It's the time Ted Cruz accidentally publicly liked a.
Oh yeah, right.
I have an irrational love for this.
Looks like
So-
a bitch to me. That's hilarious. Oh,
So
God.
Rob was tweeting out, California has the most iconic mountain in the lower 48. Meet Mount Shasta, 14K of pure glory, and the Mount St. Helens Twitter account saying, looks like a little bitch to me.
That's
You got to
great.
give him the
Fucking
Mount
That's
St.
really
Helens.
I
good.
have an irrational love for this tweet. Like, it's just,
It's great.
I love this so hard.
Are you
I'm going to
sharing?
be printing it out.
Are you
You gotta
sharing
give
your
'em-
screen, Sandy? How do you do that?
I can share it, but then Matt
Oh.
still has to put it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
I,
I
gotta
like
figure
that.
How
out.
did I not know that until now?
It
I could've
comes
been
through
sharing
like
screens the
another
whole time.
guest.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Pretty-
because
Matt
I'm
still
looking
has
at my
to-
settings. I don't see it.
I didn't know you
just,
could do that. That's a workaround.
Well, you go
Yeah.
down, you can see it's under present.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. I see
That
it. I was
button I've
afraid to
ignored.
share screen. I've ignored it too. It's like so obvious, but that's why it's taken me 5 years to learn everything in Ecamm
Yeah.
because
It's
everything is so
still-
obvious.
So under present, you have share screen. So
Yeah. Oh,
you
look
can
at
go
that.
by different tabs.
It's still up
so
to me.
if
though.
there's a
That are
web
up.
page, you
Oh,
just
yeah.
click
I'm
on
the
that,
judge.
so it's up at the top. Or you can share the actual screen, or you can share a
Cool,
window.
Sam.
I have the final say. It's my call.
Yeah, of course, Matt. But we now know that
You're
we
the
can
EP.
add some depth and breadth to the
This
show.
is a letter hack controlled show.
I'm trying to
now.
As it
control my
should
But
be.
the thing
goddamn
is
camera.
Come
that
on.
since I'm the one sharing it, once he puts it up, I'm in
AI.
control of it.
Ooh.
So you could switch.
shouldn't have told
to
me
the-
that.
So
So
that's
the
why I
stream
had to
ender?
scroll up.
That's cool.
So Matt didn't have to scroll up.
I can
had
take
to
it down.
scroll up because it was
That's cool.
Yeah,
my
but all we
share.
need is 1 second of an illegal image on stream. It's all over.
There's a delay. I can kill
Yeah, there
this
is.
whole
There's
thing.
no, there's no delay.
No, there's a delay. Everything I see is always on the screen.
Is there a
It's
delay
always
on my
delayed.
cell phone? No.
I don't know.
Matriarchy. It's the matriarchy.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Matriarchy.
like that.
Yeah.
Since it was suggested earlier,
I'm looking at. Yes. Oh,
Nice.
yes,
The
that's
world?
what we
Yes.
wanted to see. Your art. I wanted to see. This is great.
Doggy.
Beautiful.
Sam Cedar there.
but
hell
look
yeah.
at the dog.
There's
Do you do
multiple
portraits
dogs?
from pictures, Sandy? My friend
Yes.
Nicole
Beautiful.
Sandler, she also has a podcast. She's been doing it forever. She used to be a producer of all these musicians in a radio station out in California. She did this during the pandemic, and she made a ton of money. And I'm like, look at your talent. You are really a professional. She wasn't. Holy shit!
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I
Good job.
When I save enough, I would love to have one of my pets done. This beautiful. Look at yours.
You're
Existential.
looking
Oh my
cute in
God.
existential. That's
Her
a good one.
beautiful work, Sandy. Oh, you
Oh,
and Matt, so talented.
I know.
Brooks.
And
Sandy,
it all
did my
started
dog.
Look at the
because
hands.
of Matt.
Wow.
See?
Did it
that's what
really?
I'm saying. My influence on people.
Beautiful work.
I said this and
love
everyone
that.
laughed.
Tarantu hands. That's great. That's cool. And the kitty. Sandy, just wonderful. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing this.
It,
Made
I'm
me
just wondering if I
happy.
do this. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so I can just switch
Look at
over
that.
now that he has it up.
Love that pencil, the charcoal. That's
And that
beautiful.
was one of my first ones before I got good.
Yeah, but you had a natural inclination, so
I like the variation of the fingernails.
I drew a long time ago, but I'm not good at it. You know, I like making videos, but I'm not this. I can't do this. I don't have the patience to be.
And
I
then
did.
I have the videos.
Oh,
of
that's
them, too.
beautiful. Wow. Really nice.
Notice how the comments are censoring
ex-
me, by the way.
They are.
Hello?
It looks exactly like him. I mean, it's like uncanny. Happy
No,
doggy.
Bill Courtney,
Wow.
if your name, by the way, follows the
intense.
pattern, you are going to be one of the toughest human beings alive. Anybody with a lady name as part of
Bill
their,
Courtney.
yeah, as part if they're a cis male but they've got a lady name, they are for whatever reason insanely tough.
Well, he
Stacy
said
Keach.
he said our show is he's almost forgetting about the Greenland ice melt tonight.
Marion Webster.
And I said that's the point. So of this show, we are not talking about all of
Wait,
the
what
horrible
happened
things
in
I talk
Greenland?
about. Greenland, the ice shelves, the ice melt in Greenland, and
it all
permafrost
over?
thaw.
Did it
No,
happen?
it's not all
Doomsday.
Over.
Oh, you want to
God.
show more? Hold on.
Rip
Well,
that
Bill,
from my
that's
head.
why. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now.
No, we got a Vosh
Compare
video
that to
coming
my
up.
cartoon, Dan, just so I can feel bad.
We're happy to have you, Bill.
And these are the time lapses
Oh,
that I
look
do.
at that.
Because I do photography, so I can do the proper time lapses by getting it exactly lined up and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
That's Dan from the Interstate right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Isn't that something? Very
I
cool.
love it. This is making me realize now that we have this ability, we can do like one-off shows that use this functionality to goof around. I'm looking forward.
You
to
mean
it.
share our screens?
Yes, like we could
I
all
was
do a
gonna say,
presentation.
because we sure all can't be artists like
Oh, I'd
this.
love
No, but I mean,
submit topics in advance, and I'll let you know if we're gonna do it or not. Why are you laughing?
but that's what I'm saying is we could use the fact that like we can keep Matt in the dark on things, hence like make it a fair contest of like a guessing game or something, so he's not the forever DM.
Thank you for sharing that, Sandy. God
you.
damn, I
Beautiful
enjoy it.
artwork.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the
Thank you.
website and peruse on the big screen. A bigger screen than just this little thing.
I missed
I'm
the
looking
Clint
at.
Eastwood comment. What was that now?
His real
His-
first name was Beverly.
Beverly?
I would believe it.
I don't think
That's
true.
what Bim Jim said. Okay, somebody look it up and share the screen.
Clint
I think-
Eastwood Christian name. Oh, it just got
Sandy
all weird.
Sandy drew a picture of my dog. Amazing. Just an amazing.
That was one of my
Picture was
first ones
such a
where I'm
gift.
looking at that like now and it's like I could have done that
Clinton.
so much better.
But you just
Oh, no
learned
way.
of this
Perfect.
talent in the last 10 years, 5
No.
years? Or you've been
Uh,
drawing all your life, right? I mean, you
This-
knew you were an
no,
artist.
There's a story behind it.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah.
You're our guest.
Okay, so I used to be very good as at art as a child, like pretty much any medium I could get my hands on, watercolors, acrylics, pencil, sculptures, all that sort of stuff. And when I was a teenager, I knew I was just scratching the surface of what I was capable of. Like I could just zone in and do these amazing drawings and had a really good grasp of color, how to blend, how to mix colors, object recognition, spatial recognition, all that sort of stuff. And I just, it was the thing in my life that I would see other students who were really good at math or really good at sports and had a chance of using that to actually be someone. And even though my art wasn't going to make me anyone, I would have never given up that talent for anything in the world.
Yeah, but
like it was just so amazing. But then I wound up in Toronto. Then I wound up unhoused in Toronto.
Ooh.
And even when I was in the shelters there, I had my sketchbook with me as a way to just kind of, have that little bit of peace where I can just go in the corner and work on a drawing. And then I met a guy in the shelter and we ended up moving out together to a place. And it was a really bad relationship. And I was with him for almost a year. And at the end of the relationship, when I got out of it, I realized that the entire time I was with him, I didn't sing a single song or draw a single picture.
Oh.
And so the first time I sat down to try to draw a picture, it wasn't good. And I was devastated. Like that moment hurt me more than anything he had ever done. And it crushed a part of my soul that I couldn't draw anymore the way that I used to. And like the biggest regret in my life was losing my ability to do art because that was so much a part of me. And then every now and then I would try to draw, but it wasn't good. And it would kill me. Like the pain of attempting it and failing at it was so horrific. I had to stay away from it, especially when my mental health was all over the place and I was suffering from like massive depression and stuff.
Oh,
The
Sandee.
attempts at it was just so brutal. The only thing at the time that I could kind of stay up with was my photography. So, like it killed me, absolutely killed me. And like the biggest regret in my life was losing my ability to do art. Then one day I started a YouTube channel called Left of the Box.
And you became inspired.
The redemption arc is
And
here.
because of that, I got on Twitter. I hadn't been on Twitter before. And when I was on Twitter, there was this weird tweeting account that was like tweeting out pictures and drawings and cartoons of like the Majority Report. And I was a huge fan of the Majority Report. And there was this guy constantly drawing pictures of like Sam and stuff. And then he said in one of his tweets that for his birthday, he wants people to draw a picture of Sam in the Majority Report for his birthday, for other people to do it. And I thought to myself, well, I really like the Majority Report and I really like Sam. And, maybe I could do a drawing that's so bad it's good. And then it might get a little noticed and stuff. So I went out, got new pencils for a new start and everything. And I sat down and I started drawing. And at first I was really nervous. Like, this isn't working out. I made a couple attempts. It wasn't right. And then I realized, oh, the pictures I'm using aren't high detailed enough. Like I need a very high detailed picture to work from. So I got in their picture and I started drawing and it still wasn't feeling right. But I just heard this voice in the back of my head just telling me to breathe and to keep going and to just follow my instinct. And then at some moment when I was working at that drawing, all of a sudden I saw like this little spark. And there was like this recognition of like, oh my God, I'm drawing Sam Cedar. Like I'm drawing him. And I started to cry and I had to move the paper out from under me because I didn't want tears all over it. And I kept at it. And I think part of the problem was with a lot of drawings, they don't look good until they do. And you can put hours of work into it and it still not look like anything until you finally push yourself far enough to take that extra step. And I think it was because I wasn't doing it for me. You know, it was this request out there and I wanted to see. And all of a sudden I did this drawing and I was like, oh my God.
And it was beautiful.
Well, I look at it now and it looks like I did it by crayon. I can let's see if I share the screen again.
I tell people, I know that I wasn't the voice, but I tell people to breathe all the I said it to somebody here today. I always say, just breathe. Don't forget to breathe. You know what I mean? Like, take a breath. That's how.
So this, if Matt puts this back up. So like these
I've
were some of the
decided to put this
drawings
up.
I did when I was a teenager. So this was a print that I did.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
Yeah,
that's
those are
cool.
awesome.
and watercolor.
bottom
And
right
these
one.
are when I was like a teenager. Well, I was actually about
How
12.
nice to see this stuff.
I was about 12 when I did this one.
Yo.
Yeah.
And that,
Oh, I like
and then
that.
there was that huge gap. But then all of a sudden, this here was the drawing that I did of
I
Sandy.
That
think
was the
it's
first one?
awesome.
This is the first one here. So how it started, where it's gone. And
The
so
expression
that
is
Oh,
fantastic.
wow.
Yeah, it is.
that is a year apart. Was it a year or 2 years?
Wow.
2 years. Was it 2 years?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years.
2 years apart. So this was the first drawing that I did to rediscover my talent. And then this drawing here was just 2 years later. And this is the
Great.
drawing that I gave Sam Cedar when I went to see him live at the Boston show.
Oh,
That's
cool.
way cool. Well, Sandy, this was a great story to hear. It's inspiring. And you can inspire other people that are going through hard times, and a lot of us are, to be the best that they can despite circumstances. And that's obvious what you did.
And it's like a ripple effect of inspiration from my original inspiration, which goes back to what I was saying when you guys laughed, that
Yep.
positive influence on people.
There's this one here.
Jake, whose birthday is
I
it, Jake?
guess I have to share the screen for this one.
I'm just ready to rock.
I'm
I stole that from. I actually did steal that from my nephew. Because
That
I'm
is
bigger
awesome.
than him. There's nothing
You're
you
a
can do to
thief.
stop me.
So I'm joking around,
stupid
but
kid.
I do set out to deliberately inspire everyone to make art. I
People think
really
I can do better
do.
than that guy.
And so
Sometimes
this is
it
the
works.
memorial I did of my cat Tulip.
Oh.
Oh, Tulip looks
Beautiful.
like she was a.
Well, I have
princess.
7 cats, so I have to try to get a picture with all of them squished
The
in.
reflection is really good.
It's beautiful. Well, yeah,
And
it's
a very
amazing.
large drawing too.
It's not computer at all. No digital.
I
right?
love the reflection, Andrea.
Yeah, you really have a lot of fun with light. That's cool.
This is digital, so it's not showing as smooth when I zoom in, but yeah.
Believe me, it's impressive. It definitely.
I love it. Yeah.
Matt, you really do. Good job on you for inspiring. And Sandy, my word, what a fan! I'm glad you're back at it because
Me too.
you're talented.
Me too.
But
we shift the
the only
pendulum for a
downside
moment?
is now is I am so paranoid something's going to happen where I lose that ability again. Like tremors, like shakes in the hands run in my family, and so I'm terrified about that. I'm terrified about something happening to my sight. I'm like, now that I've rediscovered this, I don't think I'd be able to handle losing it again if something were to happen.
Yeah, but
I would not be able to handle losing it again.
I definitely
pendulum
understand
shifting
that.
shortly, but I do want to say you cannot lose. I mean, even if you lost the ability to reproduce that specific kind of art, you've forever learned the ability to learn art. Could
Yeah, I
be
think
anything.
you would just be able to adapt and move to a different style if required.
Escher up in this mother. Yeah.
Have you ever used a pen and ink like rapidograph? Real thin,
I've
back
done
in the
ink-
day.
I've done ink like hatching, stippling,
Cross hatching?
stippling. Like I said, there was a time where I could use pretty much any medium to make artwork. But my preferred was like pencil crayon, and oil and acrylic type paints. And I've done one good painting since I've rediscovered my talent, but I need to sit down and do more because I have that itch to do more painting as well.
Mm.
I just have to be careful now with my 2 new babies, my little kitty cats. They would
Oh,
get
yeah.
into it so fast. So I
I'm-
have to keep them out of the room if I were to do
But,
that.
Yeah.
like, physical
Cats can.
ailment, and, like, that's a real thing. Like, my arm and elbow and wrist are so shot. And I was talking about this last week. I'm actually, I'm going to be back in Colorado this week, and I am going to my chiropractor. I was like, why am I not making an appointment? What am I doing? So, like, that's a real thing. I mean, you have to take care of yourself, but there's, there's ways to do it, exercises and stretches. What were you going to say, Andrea? Did you want to?
Oh, well, we were spending time looking at Sandee's beautiful art, and so I drew this in the meantime.
Oh, that's awesome.
Left past 10.
So this
That
is on
is
the
awesome.
other side of the spectrum.
Andrea.
Well, the thing that kind of gets me is when people say like they wish they could draw like me, but the thing is that it is a different style. It's a different thing. I cannot draw cartoons unless I'm copying somebody else's work.
Huh.
See,
Uh,
that
like,
is being able to represent people. Like, I can
Mhm.
not just because we're in the right order and it
Mhm.
says left past 10, but I can see each person represented in that picture. And I was talking to Bill Gollier the other day. He's a legendary Archie artist, Archie Comics. And he said,
See it.
I said, your stuff is
That's
so
cute,
clean
Andrea.
and so legible. It's the perfect way to learn how to make comics,
It's
just
all of
looking at
us.
your stuff. And he said, there's a real, it's difficult, but the skill and talent is knowing when to stop. And
Interesting.
and what's enough as far as like marks that you're making and lines you're putting down. And that's true for detail. But to draw the same thing differently every day is very much a skill and a talent. And to be able to represent something with as few lines as possible is, I mean, I've always been able to do it. I was able to do it with even fewer lines when I was younger. Now I just choose. Sandee reverse inspired me to try and draw more realistically. And so I started I was like, okay, so what though? And I was like, well, I'll do eyelids, right? I'll get people's eyelids just right. It's just 2 more lines on the face. That's it. And maybe I'll like care about the nose a little bit more. And that really does like make it look more like the people.
Mhm.
So,
So
like,
how cool is this? I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
like,
it all started with me. So,
just a simple
Main
little
character alert.
Yeah, just a simple little tweet, just a simple little tweet, and it unlocked
Me,
this
me,
in
me,
me.
me.
so many
But-
people were in on that though. Lots of people were
Didn't
drawing
I
other
make something
people.
around that time? Or was
Yeah,
that-
we went.
remember.
I was on your show and we were doing it live. We were drawing live. People in the chat or like you would throw a name out and then we'd both draw them. And some of that ended up in my sketchbook.
There you go.
Mhm. No, I
Yeah,
was
the
so
art
thrilled.
is healing.
That was the first time I got Sam Cedar to like one of my tweets was when I tweeted out that original drawing of him with this little sob story of towards letter hack of like, this is the drawing I did, I'm crying all over the place. Like, it would have been so ridiculous if somebody had walked in on me while I was doing that drawing and they would be like, why are you crying? I'm like, I'm drawing Sam Cedar.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just like bawling over this picture of him.
Is growing stuff considered an art?
yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
Okay, well, I
yes.
can grow the best fucking weed on the planet, but
Ah,
actually, but
We
I'm
should compare
I'm growing
notes.
I'm growing my everything in its all these different plants right now, flowers and broccoli and not broccoli, the cool weather lettuce, just a whole bunch of shit, spinach, but it's like art because every day you have to tend to it, but it's also taking care of it. You take care of your art, Sandee, right? Well, I'm taking care of my greens, I guess.
There's
Do you have an order of operations you have to draw in, like hair, chin, eyes, nose?
That's a big one.
I
'Cause
start
you wanna
with
go,
the
like,
nose and go
foreground to
out.
background.
I start with the nose and then go outward, and I usually do like the jaw and chin, like 2/3 of the way through. I like to get like the nose and work out.
I have to start with hair. I don't know why.
If you go to my YouTube channel
Legos.
and go under playlists, you can see all the art shorts that I've done that are like that, and you can actually see the progression as I've done them. So I start
Wow.
I cheat, and I start with tracing, like just the general outline.
Sure.
And then from there, there's no more tracing or measuring or anything. It's just eyeballing from there. But
There's
usually I
Jake.
start with like the eyes and the nose area because it's important to me to make sure I get that spark in the face because the background to me is not that important because I'll know I'll be able to do whatever background. That's not the problem. But it's a matter of have I caught the essence of this person? And so it's
Yeah.
always starting with like the main eyes, nose, mouth area first. And then once I have that down, then I tend
So-
to just go all over depending on where the pencil tells me.
Check this out, Andrea. Here's my Jake.
Oh,
And-
wow.
And you can see I basically
8 faces of Jake.
I drew him one time and then just kept changing the hair and the beard.
Look at that.
That is my favorite
It's like a chia
picture
pet.
I've ever had
Ch-
drawn.
pet.
It's a Jake
Yes.
pet.
Jake pet. Oh,
You're
you're also talented.
It's funny you're
Damn.
talking about growing weed because I had somebody recently shared a picture of me. They named the bar in their house the Joint, and they got me to make a sign. It was this cool like wood carving sign, the Joint, and they took a picture of me next to it. I don't remember this, but I'm standing there holding a joint, just like baked, and it's like I don't know how many pictures there are of me out there totally just wrecked. I don't know.
There's
Right?
a
Like,
lot.
who's
taking
I'm
pictures
usually
doing
wrecked
that?
when we do this show.
Wow.
There's like 60 a second or something.
I mean, if you count coffee.
Yeah.
Donald James X says, "Come on, Jake, you should be drawing Andrea now." Is that what you're
I'm
doing?
trying.
Or
It's
you
taking
making
way
Jake-
longer than I
Jake
thought it
is
would.
drawing. I'm not going to draw. I haven't drawn much in years.
I was
It's
trying to do like a glibly quick version, but then I got embarrassed, and now I'm sincerely trying, and I'm going to be way more embarrassed.
We have
That's how
a
it goes.
soup
You
a
got to do
soup
low
artist.
effort, so when you get made fun of, you just say, "Well, I didn't put that much work in anyway, man."
Cat alert, cat alert.
Wow.
What cat is this?
How
This
can you
one.
let them in there? I cannot let any of my cats in here. They will ruin everything.
This is Lanier.
You're lucky.
And
Linear.
if only true geeks will know the reference.
Linear, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a true geek.
Wow.
It's ringing a bell.
Linear.
Well, considering that you've
Linear.
actually been told before the reference.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
It's got a great angle on Andrea, though. I'll say that. What is the reference? Oh, she looks so stern, though. It is a pretty picture.
I drew the mouth when they made a specific face, so I got locked in.
It's an art
That's what
thing.
I just did with you,
Can't
buddy.
change it.
Is it an art thing? An art medium? Oh, okay.
The name is from Babylon 5.
I love Babylon 5. How do I not remember who the
Jake
Lanier
Bird.
is?
Fake fan.
Delen's servant, manservant.
Well, that's
Fake
why, because
fan.
they're nobody. Okay, fair enough. I just remember that they somehow managed to get the rights to use Sinnerman in that show in one of the best episodes ever. You know, Nina Simone, oh, Sinnerman, where you gonna run to? Yeah, it was amazing. Babylon 5, folks, if you're not watching, was Deep Space Nine with more action, and it came out when Deep Space Nine came out, so it didn't do great in the ratings at
I
first.
wouldn't say it had more action.
I guess you're probably right.
It had a far more like until Deep Space Nine really got into the wars and things like that. It was very still episodic, and even up to the end, it was episodic. But with Babylon 5, the whole thing was written with like an overarching story arc from the beginning. Like they knew exactly where
Yeah.
it was going and everything, and they incorporated it through all the episodes.
Yeah, and it was more it was better at, ironically, because it was going against frickin' Star Trek, but it was better at big, broad concepts, you know?
Yeah, I rewatched it not too long ago, and it's actually quite striking. Like when it comes to things like censorship or authoritarian is being
Yeah.
authoritarian and all that sort of stuff. Like it is so spot on with its commentary on some things that are happening right now that it's
Yeah.
actually kind of creepy.
And Malcolm in the Middle is a ranger. No, Malcolm's dad is a ranger.
Fake
Just-
news and all that sort of stuff that happened in it, and
Yeah. It's amazing. You guys, go watch Babylon 5 if you haven't.
it's only what 5 seasons long, so
Yeah.
Sometimes I do get hooked on something and I'll binge watch. Is it binge worthy
oh yeah.
to get
Yeah.
out of news
I
and
think,
get away
like-
from
and,
shit?
And the nice thing about it too is that there's no
I've never
throwaway
watched it.
episodes. Because with a lot of series, there's episodes that are just in for fun or musical or something that doesn't really have to do with the overarching plot. But with Babylon 5, there's none of that. All the episodes matter.
1994 it started. Probably why I never watched it. Okay.
Well, the special effects too are pretty bad. so-
Yeah, it looks interesting. I like to watch things like that
Oh!
and then look how they do the filming. You know, how they put the editing together on their videos. That's interesting.
Did you never see
This
this?
is amazing. I didn't see this.
Oh,
This
wow.
is,
I love
Oh,
it.
you nailed Matt.
I know.
He's-
He's so hot, right? I mean,
Who
He's
did
quite
this
the
one?
snack.
Wait, who did this one?
I did
Oh, you
this.
got us all. Look at Sandy.
Ah.
I did the same position with Andrea. She leans forward.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. Oh, who drew that one? Was that Matt?
Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah.
That's totally different from the style I normally see from you, man.
What is it?
Really
I can't-
impressive.
Sandy, but what is that?
Fucked up the mouth.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Gave her a Joker mouth.
Let me see.
Can't remove ink. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah. You have a Joker mouth.
Which Sandy? Me?
Yeah.
I have
Look
a
how
Joker
she
mouth.
spelled the
That's
name.
funny.
Yeah, that's okay. I couldn't see it. I'm
Um,
proud to wear it, Andrea.
All right, that's all. I
Oh,
got.
hot
The
take.
Joker.
Babylon 5, Star Trek, Star Wars would be better served in animation. I totally agree.
Mm.
At least
Oh my
one
god, I
season.
just with one line ruined Sandy
Ah.
double E's.
Can't hit undo.
Destroyed?
Telling you.
You know what? You're gonna get, instead of you're gonna get sunglasses.
I had
can
to
hit.
completely.
Bill.
I was like, oh, I have an iPad. I can draw digitally now. This is going to be great. I can hit undo. And I couldn't draw. I was like, oh, no. And I had
gotta
to
relearn.
totally relearn. It was
Yeah.
amazingly
Yeah,
difficult.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
In Doom
I
level
tried.
design, there's a thing called speed mapping where like, you make a whole level in like a certain amount of time. So like, 15 minutes to create something or half an hour or an hour. So like that's where I've learned the ability to like draw things very quickly,
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Now, can you screen
Um,
share that, Jake?
Who's the
screen-
hot guy in the
screen
top
share it.
left corner?
I don't know. That's some dork. You're thinking right. You're military right. That's me. And then,
Yeah, great. That is great, man. Fantastic.
I couldn't see it. It's too small.
I like the
Screen
art
share it.
show. Sandy
Screen
inspired
share.
everyone
Wait, what
to do
screen would I be sharing?
I don't know. Take a picture of it, upload it to your computer, and screen share it.
Yeah, just take the process and make it far more complicated than holding it up to the camera.
art.
Oh, I was so happy. Double E, I had your smirk. I had your smirk down. And then
Which
I tried to draw your eyelashes and my pen slipped
Up.
and it looked like you were Scarface. So you
Double
got sunglasses.
E.
Scarface.
Double E.
We got the UK in the house. What time is it there?
What?
Raza?
we do?
No.
Raza. She's from UK.
Hello.
Hi, Raza.
Whereabouts in the UK? Let's make it uncomfortably about you now. Raza.
He's been a long timer, but what is it there? 6 hours ahead, I think.
Are you from the north, who I recently offended in mass? Are you from the south? Are you from Scotland, Wales,
I think
Ireland?
he's from
Parts
the
of-
city.
What's
no
the-
H in
We'll
Wales,
wait
so
for
you
him to
can't pronounce
answer.
it that way.
North London. That's what I thought.
North London.
4:10 a.m. Bro, what are you doing?
Wow.
For
They,
you.
Being
Obviously,
awesome.
watching us.
Yeah.
How many of us here are Star Trek fans? Whether Trekkie or
The
Trekker.
original.
Never seen it. Never seen it at all. None. 0 seasons. 0
What's the
series.
matter with you?
0 movies.
Have you never
seen
had a
nothing.
I was gonna ask what the best was.
Captain.
Can we figure out
The
the
old
best
ones.
The best Trek?
iteration, or what's the best?
The original?
I mean, Next Generation.
No.
I love them
I'm-
all, but
I always go back to the originals because especially those movies, like God, those are great.
those were the most fun movies, I think, for sure.
I recently rewatched Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, and I found my favorite moment in both series. Like, just, the smallest moment, but I'm like, I love this so much because it's so real in a weird
right.
way. So it's in Deep Space Nine. It's an episode where everyone gets like love drunk because Loxana is like projecting her hormones onto everyone. And so it's like
Okay.
a silly, fun episode where everyone is like falling crazy in love with somebody other than who they already do love. And so
Please tell me somebody fell in love with Morn.
no.
I'm
But
just gonna take my headphones off to
Kira
avoid
was dating
spoilers.
Brile at the time, and Brile fell in love with Dax, but Dax fell in love with Cisco. But Brile was
Okay.
upset about that, so at one time he goes to Cisco to try to punch Cisco out, but he's like a priest, and Cisco is like a trained fighter, and so Brile is like trying to swing at him, and Cisco is blocking him, like, dude, you're going to hurt yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. And like that moment was just like so real and funny.
So
and I
that
love
makes it your favorite Trek?
There's just no, that moment is like my favorite moment within the tracks.
Oh, okay.
It's just like this silly, like total real, like, no, like if somebody, like, it's not, that's how it would kind of play out. If somebody who had no skill whatsoever went up against somebody who actually had like a lot of fighting skill, but the person with the fighting skills, like, I'm not going to hurt you,
They're not
but
into it.
you're
Yeah.
embarrassing yourself. I'm just easily swiping away your throws and stuff.
Yeah, it's Superman and Batman getting in fights in the comics every time. But what like have you seen Picard?
I've seen the first 1 or 2 seasons, but I wanted to rewatch all of Next Gen and then the movies, the Star Trek movies. And I just finished watching the Star Trek Next Gen movies. And so now I'm going to rewatch, and I have all of the seasons of Picard, so now I'm going to watch all of those.
Okay, so
Damn,
I
I'm so
like
behind.
I like to just sit down and watch the original Star Trek series all the way through. I'll just sit there and binge it. But when it comes to the Next Generation, I almost prefer weekly installments. I don't like to just sit there and I get bored quickly with it for some reason when I watch them all at once. But if I watch it weekly, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. I don't
was
know what that
watching
is.
3 or 4 episodes at a time when I was rewatching it.
Hmm.
But it was
I'm gonna
so
throw-
it was so weird because the ones from the first seasons I knew I was more familiar with because as you watch them over the years, they replay the older seasons. So you actually watch ones from the first season far more than you do from the last season.
True.
And so there were episodes in the last season where I'm like, I don't even remember what happened in this
Same.
because I had
Me
only seen
neither.
it like once.
So Donald James
okay.
X says Star Trek the motion picture will always be my favorite. I don't know why. I really don't. Okay, so it has my favorite moment from all the Trek stuff in that movie. There's an anomaly in space and Spock goes out. He's spacewalking. He goes out there to like inspect and he ends up making contact with it and realizing it's sentient, right? Is that how you
Yes.
sentient? It's alive.
Sentient
It's
beings.
living in some
We are
some way.
all sentient here.
And so it knocks him out, though, and he's like, now he's back in the medical bay, and Kirk and McCoy are there, and they're like really concerned for their friend, right? And Spock's telling him because he did like the Vulcan mind meld with it, and he's like telling him everything he learned, and they're like, but how do we beat it? And he Spock grabs Kirk's hand. He goes, "This feeling. This is how it's like they're connecting on a human level, and it's Spock saying, I'm not just all logic. It's the ability to be a human and to act human, and whatever that means, like outside of literal human. But to me, that's like one of the greatest moments, because even as a kid, I was like, he's not just a logical,
Yeah.
binary like 0011110011. He's like this is so cool. I don't know why. I just flipped out over that. But that original movie was real cool because they connected back to the Earth. Also, I like that.
Let me throw out a round table for all of you.
Around.
What is for anybody, what is the oldest show you genuinely still enjoy watching? I'll
Beaver.
expand it
I mean, I
out.
have a lot
Television
of 'em.
show or movie.
Leave It to Beaver.
The oldest?
Genuinely?
Leave it to Beaver.
love it.
Wow.
Huh. Okay.
I don't rewatch. Well, I'm currently watching
answer.
X-Men, the cartoon.
Oh, I just did
Fair
that.
enough.
Yeah, the 90s one.
Old
I gotta
show.
say, the oldest, Andy Griffith, I guess. I
Do
really
you, would you genuinely
those.
sit down and watch an episode of that and be like,
Fuck
oh, that
yeah,
was-
dude.
Do you know?
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. Yeah, Floyd
I
the
think-
Barber is such a weird dude, and then that hillbilly family comes. Oh my god, it's so great. Yeah, that stuff is golden.
I think
I would
for me,
say. Go ahead.
I vaguely remember watching it as a kid when it came back on. Well, a kid, I was a teenager when it was being re-aired on TV. But I think I would probably still really enjoy it. Lost in Space. The black and white
totally.
series.
Great
yeah,
show.
yeah.
I love that show. Yep.
Like
Yeah,
I
Robin.
really
Got me
remember
there.
being like a
Yep.
teenager with it on one of like the old channels, like during the waybacks, and really liking it. So
What about Happy Days?
Days is
I
I
could
didn't
watch.
watch Happy Days.
Happy
Yeah.
Days is cool because it had 2 spin-offs, Laverne and Shirley
Yeah.
and Mork and Mindy,
Yeah.
which are equally awesome.
Abernathy.
Like all 3 of those are just great. Remember? I mean, anyway, yeah, I think that there's some golden I don't know if I do remember Ozzie and Harriet.
I don't.
How about Father? Ricky Nelson, the musician. He was on
I
Ozzie
don't.
and Harriet. What about Father Knows Best?
I never watched the whole series, but the oldest one I watched was a few years ago though.
Oh, Carol
Patty
Burnett.
Duke.
Oh yeah, Patty
And
Duke. Right.
I started watching it, the old black and white ones. I mean, this was quite a few years ago. And I'm watching the series, and then she fucking dies in real life. I'm like, here I am
Yeah.
watching this series, and she dies in real life. But
How about Carol
that would-
Burnett?
it's okay. I
Yeah,
like
I-
Bewitched.
There's some
I like Bewitched.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd
but I
watch
haven't
sketches,
rewatched it.
for sure.
Bewitched, I like.
Bewitched.
That,
Yeah, Bewitched.
that girl
I was reading a whole thing about
and the Munsters.
the on Bewitched, the mother witch. I forget what her Esmeralda. I think.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I'm
Actually,
thinking of
like
what was her
very
name?
well-known
Actress. Yeah, she was.
homosexual in Hollywood at the time.
Huh.
Very well known. Say that again.
Well, it was of course, it was a period where that sort of thing was shunned and frowned upon, and they would try and ridicule you
Dora.
for it. And
And
Dora,
it was
that was it.
Agnes.
Dora,
Agnes
yes.
Moorehead was the.
Yeah, and
actress.
I think that was.
Yep.
She was cool, man.
Yep. Who played
That is, yeah.
No
Yeah.
one really messed with
Cool.
her, from what I
Delighted that
understand.
happened.
Agnes Moorehead? She had that look.
Favorite
Yep.
spin-off. What spin-off do you
Better
enjoy
Call Saul.
most?
Yeah,
That's a
I mean,
good
that's
one.
pretty fucking good.
I'm going to toss out Frasier.
Frasier, that was a good one.
Stargate Universe.
Ooh,
Okay.
and it's our introduction to Jason Momoa too. If you didn't watch Hawaii Five-0, absolutely.
Actually,
Not
I
5-0.
watched Stargate Atlantis and I watched Stargate Universe, but I've never actually seen the original Stargate series.
Me neither.
The original Stargate movie is really, really good. It genuinely is. I would recommend watching it. But
I think I've seen the original Stargate movie, but I never got into the series. But then when Stargate
Oh.
Atlantis came out, I got into that because there was vampiric type creatures in it, and I hate
Those,
the
yeah,
vampires.
they were cool. And I'll just toss this at you: the best of all the Stargate things is the only thing you haven't seen. Jack O'Neill, played by MacGyver, is it's so good. Just watch an episode.
I would
Watch the
say-
one with Dom DeLuise. I think about that episode literally whenever I drink coffee because of the way Teal chugs a pot of coffee.
I like
like-
the Jeffersons is a spin-off
Yeah,
from
that
All
was-
in the Family.
Yeah, that was a good one too. I
Oh,
watched that.
yeah.
All in the Family. I love that. I love the Jeffersons. I guess that was
Trying
when I
think
was
Yeah,
a
I'm
kid.
trying to think what else though. I'm not sure.
Good Times.
Spin-offs. Yeah, but that wasn't a
Good
spin-off.
time. No, that wasn't. That was an original.
We
Bad
okay, so a
Times.
couple weeks ago when you weren't here, Sandy, Jake and I realized that Andrea doesn't know any of the classic television theme songs. So we were just saying the lyrics to her as if we were giving her advice.
You don't know the
Yeah, it
Gilligan's
really-
Island theme
it
song?
worked
It changed
really well.
my life. I've
See, I
been
mean,
turning
that's
my
perfect.
life around ever since.
That's perfect because you could be like, all right, now sit right back. I'll tell a tale. You know what I mean? You could just
Yeah, if you
start
remember
talking
the
like
name. Yeah.
it's not a song. And I was like,
So we're not supposed to sit back?
I said, hey, making your way in the world today takes everything you got.
That's true.
Okay.
That's a true statement. That's correct.
Yeah.
There's-
Wouldn't you like to
the-
go where everyone knows your name?
Cheers.
Who wouldn't?
The conversation
I have
is
a
not
really good memory for this.
You actually do have a spooky good memory.
Green
for
Acres.
that.
Oh, Green Acres. Is
Good
the
Times
place
was a
to be.
spin-off of Maude. It was.
Oh, it was. Florida was Maud's housekeeper. That's right. Florida Evers or whatever. The mother.
Holy crap.
And then her son was JJ.
I like that there's just this whole sitcom universe that is expanding, and it's
Yeah,
just
with
people
like
having
3
wacky
producers.
hijinks at home.
I still think WKRP was one of my all-time favorites. That is Sandee Lovas, WKRP fan.
Don't know.
See, it's not in syndication because it was a radio station. They used to come back from playing a song all the time, and so they would play like a snippet, like a few seconds of Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin or Jethro Tull, because it was really affordable at the time. With inflation, it's very expensive to play a few seconds of Pink Floyd on a TV show, so they don't put the show in syndication anymore. Isn't
I
that
love
nuts?
copyright.
That's a drag.
Yeah, but that show was so good. Oh my God, it was good.
Can you sing it and say it without getting a copyright? WKRP. in
So you saw it. Yeah.
Cincinnati.
I mean, he's like,
Yes.
Ooh,
Um,
you can carry a tune.
I got tired of
Hello.
packing and unpacking, town to town, up and down the dial. Maybe me and you were never meant to be, but maybe think of me once in a while. I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati.
My God, you guys have brains of. I don't remember any of it, any of the words, but I could tell you every single Moody Blues song. I know all the words, all the Moody Blues songs.
They played some of that on WKRP.
Probably
And this
did.
always leads me back to my wish, my big wish, because WKRP was kind of like based on the movie FM, which was a very serious,
Yeah.
even boring movie about a radio station putting on a live concert. And so I was like, why can't we get Saturday Night Live version of that? Not 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to 30 Rock. That was a comedy. I want
That's right.
because you know they're telling jokes and they're writing funny stuff, but it is not funny behind the scenes at SNL, and I want to see that. I want to see the stress. You know what I mean?
A
I want
behind the
all the
scenes show.
madness.
Fair enough.
Okay, somebody mentioned Night Court and Barney Miller. Those were good ones.
Oldest thing that I enjoy, like genuinely would sit down and watch and not wish, oh, I'd like to see this done with modern techniques. The Thin Man series. Has anybody seen that? Husband and wife
That's
detective
old.
duo. It's
I don't
pretty darn
remember.
old.
Yeah, I barely remember it. The
yeah.
Thin Man, huh?
It's
There was-
genuinely fun
I
and funny.
just last October, there was a very scary show based on real life on Apple TV Plus. I forget what it was called, but
debates.
there were supposed poltergeists in this house.
Okay.
And so what they did was they had
nonsense.
reenactments.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
based
but
on a lie somebody genuinely tried to pass off as the truth. Got it.
No, but here's the thing is they did audio recordings of the entire thing. And so the show is reenactments with actors lip syncing the actual audio.
All right, that is cool.
It's very creepy because they rebuilt the house, and every now and then they'll walk out of a room and you could tell they're in a studio. And so they'll have the real life people come through and be like, wow, this is exactly how it was. You guys recreated the house perfectly. And so, it did a lot for it's an amazing show. It goes beyond just this incident because it gets into the lives of the people and what they went through and were humiliated to a degree. It's very serious. It doesn't take a side, which is good.
there's not a
That's like not taking a side in the climate debate,
No,
Yeah,
but why? No, it more
The
more
debate
explores,
that's not a debate.
It more explores why people would make this up. What lengths would they go to?
money, attention, fame.
But that wasn't a thing. That wasn't part of the story. It's from the 60s.
Where'd you see this again on TV in a show they made?
No, it's
about
a real.
Built a whole set?
There have been movies of this. It's like I said, all the audio was actual audio. It was all recorded in real time during the event. It went on for months, and at some point they're like, "All right," yelling at each other, like, "You're making this up. Stop making this up." But that's in the show. You know what I mean? So it's the entire. That's what I mean is they don't take a side. They're presenting to you what happened in real life, not a haunting. You know what I mean? Some of the movies about this do it from the angle of, here's what happened. There was a poltergeist. And this does not do that. This is well, they recorded it. Let's act it out. So I thought it was cool. It was very authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, believe me,
It does sound
I don't
interesting,
believe in
sure.
ghosts at all. Okay.
No. I just like busting the balls out of that, but I do think that sounds like a genuinely interesting show. What's it
Who
called?
here believes in supernaturals?
Ooh, let's throw it up there. Who
believes
believes
in
in
the
the
paranormal?
supernatural, paranormal?
I don't
Ghosts?
not believe in it.
Okay, safe
Ah,
answer. Very safe.
Well, yeah,
I'm
help me out. What is
agnostic
that?
too.
Okay, very
We
safe.
have two. Okay, interesting.
I don't
Andrea,
believe in
where
it
are you
at
on this?
all.
Well, I think the supernatural is a very wide concept. But if we're talking about ghosts,
Let's keep it to
Glitch.
ghosts. Yeah,
It's a glitch.
like that shit's made up.
But
fair enough.
But
I guess it
give us
depends
your
on what you're
glitch
talking
theory,
about,
Andrea.
supernatural wise, what specific element, because there's some things I can lean towards more okay, I can see that as being real versus, werewolves.
Yeah.
Or Bigfoot.
I think let's stick to ghosts for this. And it can't just be you're floating around, not able to ascend.
Ghosts.
It's got to be manifests.
So, the fact that my black cat buddy is really my grandfather who came back to watch over me.
That's not what we're talking about.
No,
Damn
that would be
it.
reincarnation.
Yeah. Can't count it. Sorry.
Well, my theory about ghosts is
Can't
that
count it. I'm
people
out.
just
I'm
have a
folding.
temporary blindness, or they just aren't paying attention and they hear something and think it's something else, and they just don't. They because they're superstitious or religious to a severe degree, they'll assume it's oh, that's my dead granddaddy, instead of a fucking branch rubbed against the wall or something,
I'm
But
not superstitious. It's bad luck.
It does make
Yeah.
me think it makes me think of the fact that humans don't use their whole brain. And look at what we get out of the little bit that we do. And how much less imagination, how much less would we rely on imagining things if we could use more of our brain. And so is things like the supernatural just imagination? And if we had more brain power,
Just for
people would be like,
clarity.
ghosts, that's not a thing. We never.
Well, I
would
would
come
say
up with
believe
it.
when you talk about superstition, I could relate it to an OCD spectrum
Yeah.
condition.
Yeah, I think those things are deeply related. I do want to
Well,
clarify.
I'm
we don't
very,
use
in that regard,
100.
I'm very superstitious.
Yeah, I know exactly
Very
what you mean.
superstitious. We'll get copyright.
We don't use 100% of our brain in the same way you don't use 100% of your car's engine ever at a given time, because
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Think about how much
But
faster you would go and how much less
you
it would be to
wouldn't. You
take
would
note
explode.
of.
That's my point. Is that
Would
the,
you?
the
How do you know?
engine
How do you know?
is- because
Please
it's not
demonstrate.
supposed to.
How do you know?
Demonstrate
It's
live on stream.
contradictory.
Please show us.
Look up
Huh.
this is I
Have you seen the
love
movie Powder?
yes, and I hated it. I
you
love
seen Limitless?
supernatural stuff explored from a scientific point of view. Look up 18.98 megahertz, the
Oh, we
haunted
had this
frequency.
conversation, I think.
We
too.
had-
I've never seen that. I like scary
Yeah.
shit.
The Akira Blu-ray comes in like a sound quality, and I'm like, don't brag. Nobody can hear that. It's so weird.
Oh.
Just to summarize the last time we talked about it, it's just you think you see ghosts when you're in this sound.
Basically, yeah, like
Uh.
the sound fries your brain in a specific way. Like it's not permanent damage, but it triggers something in your brain that causes you
I'm
to
down with that.
hallucinate. And if you don't know that that's happening and you're just hallucinating, it's not like, oh, I didn't do any drugs or anything. Like, why would I be seeing shit? Then yeah, you're gonna believe in ghosts.
Guys, it is 11:31
Oh, dear.
p.m. on the East Coast
know, this
in
is-
Well, it's
the United States of
11:32 here in
America.
Canada. So
There you go. It
Can
just
I
turned.
mention
Far
one
ahead.
movie that I
I
wanted
just want
to
to. I want to
ask you?
give people an out. If anyone needs a
Oh.
role, feel free. Otherwise, talk
Before I hear
movies
the movie.
all you want. I'm here for
I
that.
just wanted to
Oh, I
bring
got
one up.
movies.
On the Beach.
On the beach.
There's a 1959, and then it was remade in the, I think, 1990
Jeff Bridges
or 2000. No, in the original one, I used the black and white clip from it on one of my videos where the guy says, "We're doomed," and she said, "No, we're not doomed. You've got to have hope." And
that
it's
was
about
such a good impression.
It's about a nuclear war happening, and in the
Yes.
original, it's see, I'm terrible at names. I know Bing Crosby was in it, and you in
Gregory
was it-
Peck.
Yeah. Did you look it
Yeah.
up? That's the 1959 one. But I saw the newer one first, and then I went back and watched the old one. It was great, but it was scary, because this shit's like on the precipice of happening now. And so I decided to watch and then scare myself, which is what I do here all the time. I watch true crime and scary shit, but that was good. You guys should watch the 1959 version because the campier shit's better, I think. But other people like the newer one, which I thought just brought in, I don't know. I like the older one.
Anything with Gregory Peck will at least get one chance from me. I love that guy dearly.
On the beach.
He was so good in Moby Dick.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't even
good.
know he was
The
in that.
gates, the keys to the gates of heaven. That's a good one. Or the keys to the gates of the kingdom. I think it's
Yeah.
called.
Ava
That's a
Gardner.
good one.
Oh, it was Fred Astaire. That's
You
it.
need
That's
to
who it
acknowledge
was.
the super
Not
chat.
not.
We read all
Okay.
the super chats at the end.
Ah.
All right. Well,
let's-
it's getting late. Let's read them because I am getting
Oh,
sore.
whoa! Is that $200?
No,
What?
No. Oh, what's SEK?
Swedish.
Kroner.
Kroner.
It's the Corona.
Still pretty good.
It's actually
Okay.
like
Yeah.
13
I
Let's
just
cents.
do-
calculated it 25 Canadian dollars. Thank
Very
you.
Let's do super
nice.
chats. Let's do them.
Very
Did
nice.
someone say funds? $2.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Obsolete Optics. Oh, Morbius Dragon. Thanks for gifting one letter hack
Ooh.
membership. You know what? Morbius Dragon gifts so many memberships. Hit
What a
me
cool
up
dude.
on the Discord. You got an art commission coming your way. Hit me up on the Discord. Art commission coming your way. We have 5 artists here. Just pick whoever you want to do the art.
How about
No, I'll do
Laurel?
you one. I'll do you an art commission. Get in touch.
No, you
Infinite
can
content.
Commissions, they're just a little pricey.
Yeah. Infinite content, $2. Who disparaged Old Bat seasoning? He means Old
Andrea.
Bay.
Well, okay, I'm
Obey.
not just like it's okay. Like I'm just saying it's okay. But if you are in the Washington D.C.
I'm
or
approaching
Maryland
it.
area, these motherfuckers
over
are
the
like they
top.
drench everything. Like they'll just like
Yeah.
pour the seasoning into their fucking mouths
Popcorn,
with nothing else.
everything.
It's like, come on, give me a break.
There's whole
you know,
stores
it's not that good.
dedicated to
It's
it.
not
There was
that
a
good.
little
I'm
bit too
sorry.
much of a pause there that just, like, come on.
I know. That's how
It's
incensed I am.
orgasmic. Callie Bradding. I'm going with Bradding. 200
Brady.
kroner. Just the fact that cats exist are so very real, or so very real, makes me purr. Thank you, Sandy, for being as real. Oh,
Thank you. I showed 2 kitty cats on stream. Oh, Frodo, come here.
I cannot because they are gonna knock everything down.
Frodo.
I mean,
Almost got a 3rd kitty.
yeah.
uh-oh.
Well,
Well,
I'm
hell.
watering for Lindsay Rob.
Well,
Hi,
well.
Lindsay.
See you at 1 year, Lindsay Rob.
Oh.
No, I mean, that is a big deal. You're right.
So can I take a moment to respond to 0PE in the chat?
Oh boy.
So earlier we were talking about spin-offs and I mentioned Better Call Saul. And this fucking jackass, this
boy.
complete like donkey-brained fuck was like, I've never seen it and I'm not really interested.
Oh,
Give
it's
me
amazing.
A fucking break.
No,
with
like
your
Totally
contrarian.
P
Look
is
at
your
me,
follower.
Look how great I am. I haven't seen the best show of all time. Like, I get it. I know.
Mighty
You think
bold
you're
statement.
cool.
Oh,
You think you're
shit,
like,
that's
oh,
funny.
I'm counterculture, bro. But trust me, watch the goddamn shit. Okay, I'm not even joking
Andrea.
either. Like, it's the best show of all time. Can't find a better one. If you pretend to find a better one, I will debate you for several hours. And it's just not gonna happen. So.
my thing is Breaking Bad, terrible show. Better Call Saul,
I can't
amazing.
sign
Yeah.
off on that either.
Amazing.
I mean,
I
Breaking
watched
Bad
that
is great. Like,
Breaking Bad jumped the
terrible?
shark in episode or season 2, and then they kept going. Oh, it was
Jump
terrible.
the
I
shark.
didn't watch it that long.
Terrible.
I lost interest. I
Terrible?
liked
How
the
the fuck
prison
can you say it's
move, the
terrible?
one.
What the fuck is this horse shit? This
I
fucking...
didn't say it because I didn't watch it long enough. What's the
Well,
one? The
we
one
should
where
have a
all
debate
those
night
chicks were in
about it.
prison. Fuck, I love that one.
Orange is the
Oh,
New
Orange
Black.
is the New
Yes.
Black.
Oh, I really
Double E,
like
can we
that
get
one.
a judgment?
Yes.
Breaking Bad.
I liked Orange is the New Black.
Okay,
I
Scale
hold
of
on.
1 to 10.
Lindsay
Loved
Rob says,
it.
nah, it's not
3.
better than Breaking Bad. Lindsay Rob, I'm sorry, you have a low IQ. It's just how it is, okay?
Andrea.
I don't like IQ as a terminology. It's got a lot of problems, but guess what? Those problems apply to you because you got a low IQ. I'm sorry. It's not better than Breaking Bad. Like, what are you, fucking 7 years old? You're like, you need to have gunshots all the time. Boom, boom, shoot, shoot. Like, otherwise you can't watch the show. Like, come on now.
No, we can
Scale
go
of 1
into
to 10.
detail.
What are you
but
thinking, Sandy?
Take a while.
What am I thinking?
Breaking
For
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I haven't seen them.
Good
Oh!
for you. Good for you.
Watch Better Call Saul.
There it
first.
is.
Yeah, that was good.
No, it's something that's like, sure, yeah, I wouldn't be against seeing it, but there's so many series out there that fall into that category. I just don't have the time.
And
Fair enough.
I'll say this. Game of Thrones was terrible until they were off the books, and then it finally
Oh.
got good.
Never seen it.
What the? What? Oh, that's designed just
Yeah.
to make me
He's
furious.
trolling
Nope.
you.
Can we
Nope,
just
I'm
'cause-
hold
gonna
on.
wake up tonight
Hold
and
on.
be like, no.
I gotta
no. I'm gonna-
interject here.
They
So-
introduced dragons and then lock them away, and I'm like, why do you think I'm watching this? This is my dragon show. Where the fuck are the dragons?
So motherfuckers
they're
out here
teenagers.
saying I don't have time to watch Better Call Saul, yet you're spending 2 hours doing this fucking show. Like, give me a break. You don't have time.
How about Walking Dead?
Okay, here's a hot
We
take.
forgot Walking
Rome
Dead.
is better than Game of Thrones for realism with human behavior.
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah.
didn't
Because
see
the
Rome.
nice thing about Rome
bathing in
Is-
blood and stuff.
is everything in Rome is real. Like there's the belief in superstition and spells and things, but no actual evidence of it. And everything in it is done by humans being cruel and evil.
Have
to
you guys
humans.
seen Rome?
Haven't
Oh
seen
yeah.
it.
No, but I will now.
It's only 2 seasons
I don't
long,
have
and
time
it's
for
really
it,
good, and it really does go into the depth of like how bad humans can be,
Oh,
and yet some really like evil,
do that on
like
my
some
show.
characters that would just be monsters in real life
Yeah.
are really endearing in this series.
Okay.
Who's
Yeah, it was
the
great.
handsome villain? Is it Mark Anthony? Is that who he's supposed to be?
Yeah,
Of Rome.
yeah.
He
Haven't
stole the
watched.
show, in my opinion. That it's worth watching just to see him in Egypt, strung out with the robe on, walking
So
around
does it take
giving villain
place
speeches.
in Rome, like historical to Rome?
Yeah,
with
Caesar.
Caesar.
Yeah, that was
It's
good,
the
too.
story of Caesar,
Does
basically.
Yeah,
it show
and it
his
is-
salad invention?
But it's like buddy cops.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Buddy Centurion. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like because in it, they do have the idea of spells and all that sort of stuff, but it's all just human reality. Whereas Game of Thrones, while it does go into that human element, but there are like real spells and dragons and creatures
Kept
and stuff
writing themselves into corners.
that
I'm
did
not
that.
gonna
Whereas
spoil it
Rome is
for-
just strictly this is humans being horrible to humans.
Yeah.
Like
And
Sons of
I-
You're
Anarchy.
right. I like it.
I liked how Deadwood ended.
Oh, I love Deadwood.
Never seen it.
Deadwood was
Loved
yes.
it. Oh my God, I love
Never
that.
seen it. I
What's the
prefer my wood to be
the
alive.
mortuary one? 6 Feet Under. That was good.
Oh, 6 Feet Under. That's a
I-
10 out of well, maybe a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I
I
like 6
But it's
Feet
really
Under.
Hated
good.
that show.
You didn't like 6 Feet Under?
It was
Oh boy,
garbage.
I
Behind the
liked it.
concept.
I could. I like
How
it.
about
Terrible take.
Dexter?
Morbid
Or
family.
Terrible
Dexter?
take.
Also
I
garbage.
Dexter. Oh, Dexter's
Never
a 10
watched
out
that.
of 10. You are just
No,
fucking. You're
there's a whole-
stupid. You're
I
just,
loved
you're just
the
actually-
intro
You're just
sequence.
like I don't know what you
That
drank
was
dumb
art.
juice this morning, and
apparently
you're
I
still filtering it
watch
through your
things I
system.
don't even like to make sure I don't like them. Okay.
Now, if you want to say like Dexter jumped the shark or whatever, like you said with Breaking Bad, I agree. But like season 1, 2, 3, and 4, I mean, 10 out of 10, masterpiece. Of
Only
cinema. I
two
mean,
things I liked
me a
about
break.
Dexter: intro sequence and surprise mother.
Oh, the intro sequence, top 10 of all time.
Yes,
It's
that
so
in and of
good.
itself
Oh.
you
deserves.
want to see a great
And then
show?
there's the one episode where the intro sequence is happening in the show, but he's like making mistakes. He doesn't know how to juice the orange. Oh, cinema.
Want to see a great 2-season show that just wrapped? Tokyo Vice. The
Haven't
Jake
seen it.
Adelstein story. Jake Adelstein was the only or the first American to ever work for this famous Tokyo newspaper. He
Huh.
got all mixed up in the Yakuza. It was a real it's based on his memoirs. It's amazing. You gotta see
I
it.
need to know from all you guys, what is your favorite Canadian series?
Ooh, Dresden Files. Come
Saturday
on
Night
now.
Live.
Close enough.
SCTV.
I mean,
Yeah, SCTV.
Throw some out there. What am I not thinking of? Because I know
Well,
I've seen
the
some.
popular
South?
ones were like Corner Gas, Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, Trailer Park
Oh.
Boys, hands down. Hands
Never-
down.
Yeah, what
That's
am
the
I
best thing
talking
Canada's
about?
ever done.
Never seen it.
But for me, my favorite Canadian series, it's an old one and it's genre specific, I guess you could say. It's Forever Night. It's a vampire series.
Oh, my daughter watched.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I watched that one.
Oh,
I haven't
Degrassi.
rewatched it
Forever
in years
Night.
and years and
Degrassi
years, but I'm
Jr.?
wondering like
Yeah.
how bad it might hold up. But I would love to rewatch Forever Night.
Let's.
Oh, Kids in the
Sandy, I
Hall?
will do a joint, like a crossover event with you. If we can figure out a way to watch it together on stream, let's do it. Because I have not seen it, and I love that shit. Like,
You like
that
vampire
Shadows
shows?
soap opera.
1992.
Yes.
So the
Yes,
premise
oh.
is he's a
Golden era.
cop, an investigator, and
Yeah.
he kind of teams up with the coroner. And he has like the disease, like he gets sick by the sun, so he always has to work the night shift type thing because
Sure.
he's a
He's
vampire.
got the teeth
Ta-da.
like I have.
Well, they're retractable. And he's the vampire that doesn't want to be the vampire type thing. And she's the human that kind of gets let in on this little vampire world and stuff. And yeah, I love the vampire genre. Just absolutely love vampires. But Forever Night was like,
You
but
know
I
that
don't know how well it holds up.
What We Do in Shadows also terrible. People
seen it.
love.
I'm gonna
that
burn your
stuff.
house to the ground.
Look, I'll tell you what I don't like about it.
My dog's
I
like,
will
"Oh,
Go ahead,
fine,
explain why you
Little
don't
is
like it.
Hobo."
All of the
I will
charac-
buy this.
The humor for whatever show or movie these guys do, the humor is always on the exact same level of stupidity. That I can't get behind that. No one is smarter or dumber. They're all equally dumb, and that's supposed to be funny, and it's not.
That is true. That is why I
And
enjoy
yet
it.
you're on this show once a week.
I just want to give a shout out to my
With
dogs
you.
are goth for saying the littlest hobo for a Canadian
Oh.
series.
Let me just say, it is a crime that one of us did not say it out loud, so I will say it because it was brought up in the comments. Letterkenny is a modern couch potato chip eating masterpiece.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
delightful.
I've heard it's good.
It's like millennial trailer park. It's like Gen Z trailer park boys.
I
I
haven't
guess.
Check
seen
out
that either. So
The New
I gotta watch
Look.
that one first.
Have you seen The New Look? One season just wrapped.
I've
The
only
New
seen
Look.
the
Have
old
not.
look.
It's about
She's right here.
Christian Dior and Coco
Okay.
Chanel during the Nazi invasion of France.
Ooh,
And
okay.
No.
the choices they made, and being in the apparel industry, I always heard that Coco Chanel fled France and Christian Dior stayed and collaborated. And then you start to, you read about it and you're like, oh, that's not exactly what happened. This paints a pretty clear picture of what happened, and it's Ben Mendelsohn as Christian Dior and Maisie Williams as his sister, who was
Oh.
actually imprisoned in one of the camps for a
sounds
while.
good.
Yo.
It is a tearjerker. There were a few times where I was just like, "Oh my god, this
What's
is."
it called?
And Balenciaga's represented. The New Look.
Boy, the new look. Okay.
It's couture fashion, like coming into its own, but also being reinvented and surviving. It was amazing. It was so good.
All right. All right. I'm the first one. Peace out, Sandy. It was great
Bye.
having you. I loved it. Guys,
See you next
I will
week.
leave it on my channel. Yes.
Finally, we only got one
Wonderful.
Sandy,
Yeah,
so
buddy.
now we don't have to get confused.
It wasn't confusing at all. Sandy,
Bye,
it was a
I was
Bye.
pleasure.
extremely confused.
We love you, Sandy. See ya, buddy.
Bye. I really am looking forward to going back to Colorado and because I don't
Have
do
you
that
not
stuff
done
anymore.
that
I'm really
since
looking forward to
you
going out
moved
behind the dumpster and the
I
exact same.
love. I want to draw that so bad.
Well,
No,
here
but like,
in Canada, you just do it where the fuck you want.
well,
I fucking
so
love weed,
from
man.
the age of 13 to
Yesterday?
46, 45, 46, I was like nonstop, basically every day if I could.
We're not peak.
And then since moving to South Carolina, I don't do it at all. And there's a
Definitely.
couple of times while traveling to different places I would do it, but it's going to be different. Like I said, I saw that picture of me standing next to that sign that said the joint, and I was burning one, and I just looked burnt. And I was like, I kind of miss that.
Yeah, I've discovered recently I've been trying to zero in the perfect tolerance break so that I maximize the effects every time. Somewhere around 42 hours.
Oh, that's good.
Go back down
Yeah,
to
you
zero.
really are getting right in there.
Yep, yep. It feels like it's the first time I've ever gotten high every time.
Oh, that's cool. But
True story.
sobriety is a trip.
I agree.
Sobriety, first of all, is generally speaking a more fun place to be regularly.
It's fucking weird, man.
I
'Cause it
disagree.
has the most
Sobriety is for the
continuity
haters
of
and
thought.
losers, man.
True story, though. The hardest I've ever laughed was when a friend of my brother's said the word tepalone in reference to a British comedy show, which I had recently seen as well. I laughed so... we were on the Mary Jane. I laughed so hard. I was in the back seat that I was literally going... "Ah." "Ah," and they had to pull over because I passed out. I laughed
I've
so
had
hard
that
I could not
happen,
get
yep.
breath.
Yep,
I
that's
passed the
happened to
fuck out.
me. It's kind of scary though. Like, once
Yes.
you get to the point where you switch over from having the time of your life to, oh, this is the end.
Oh, I woke up laughing. They had to inform me that they were like, "You were down," and I was like, "Yeah, nope, just catching up to that." I had to take like a year break after that because you're right. Retroactively, you're just like, "Well, I'm not gonna top that. I'm not gonna have a bigger chuckle than that. I literally can't. It would be lethal."
That's true.
Somebody in the
That's
chat just said the Monkeys.
What about them?
That's
Pretty
a great
good.
show. Remember that show?
Yeah, and that a spin-off, Bananarama.
It was.
I don't know. I think so.
Abernathy.
Wait, let me check.
I met
think
Mickey
it was.
Dolenz one night. I just got an update that I'm checking into a hotel later.
Is that real?
Yep.
I don't trust hotels.
Well, better than just walking around all night trying to stay awake.
You ever fucking see the horror stories of motherfuckers that like put traps on their hotel doors so that they know if someone opens the door when they're sleeping, and then they find out that almost every time someone's going in your room while you're sleeping?
Who's going in your room?
I read a big report about this. Like, there's like people in the staff or whatever that will just like open doors and stuff and just like spy on people at like 2, 3 a.m.
Well, get a little door wedge that you can put in.
Yeah, well,
they
that's
do
the thing. Some
traps.
people do that, right? And sometimes it's not secure enough, something like that.
Oh,
and
I'm
then
setting up a trap. I'm gonna do it. I'll
Do a
report
Home
back.
Alone, yeah.
I'll report back. I'll do a Home Alone.
Do that thing with the bucket of cat piss on
I
top
was
of the
gonna get a
door.
bucket of cat piss and some string, probably some
gotta have
tape,
string.
probably a number 2 pencil and a Hershey chocolate bar, and then I'll have my trap all set.
Excellent.
Maybe fireworks of some sort. I won't be able to get those there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna test it out.
Report back, because I'm paranoid now.
if you survive.
I feel like if
the
this was a
person-
thing, there would be more half-naked people chasing hotel staff up and down the hall. We would hear about this. There's no way they're just getting away with it.
Well, that's the thing is like if someone's awake, it's pretty easy to tell, right? Because you can
I'd be
just
like,
listen.
hello?
Yeah,
right?
like that kind of stuff. Like you can, I don't know. It's pretty scary.
It's one of the things. Has it happened? Yes. Is
Yeah,
it as regular
see,
as people
Andrea
think?
has never been in
Probably
a
not.
hotel. That's the thing.
Because you just keep on hearing the stories about when it does happen as opposed to the billion times it doesn't.
Well, I don't travel. I haven't been in a hotel in fucking a long time.
You know what I'm going to do? This
6
is what I'm going to
years.
do.
5 years.
I'm going to sleep during the day, and then at night, I'm going to stand 3 inches from the door like this.
The whole night?
And then when they open it, I'll just be
Lights
like,
off.
No, that would be good
be
if
like,
they actually
I'm right
opened it.
here. That would be weird.
That would be really good.
They'd be like, I'm never going to spy on
But you have
hotel
to be
guests
with
again.
cat ears.
There you go.
Just shirtless, just in your underwear in the cat ears. Not even trying to look sexy, just
Not
They'll
to
be
mention
like-
hidden cameras. Has anyone ever thought about hidden cameras in hotels?
Airbnbs.
that's one of the few things about being a
I'm
middle-aged
like, I hope you
gentleman
like what you see.
That's yeah, like
I mean,
you never have to worry about that stuff. I'm
How long
sorry
are you
for,
watching?
For you ladies.
Because that's like, what the
No.
fuck are you looking at? Like,
Nobody wants to see, even the people who want to date us don't want to see voyeur footage of us walking around in our underwear. It's
I mean,
just-
if I were suddenly single now, I'd be advertising my 401k incoming, not my dad bod or whatever.
nobody wants to see
you'd
me
be
laboring to brush
surprised.
my teeth, taking a
You'd
break
be
to catch my
Yeah,
breath.
what are
as I'm
they
like,
watching at the Airbnb? What the fuck? What
Y'all
are you
ever
looking
see
at?
that Nicolas Cage movie, Looking Glass, where he's a motel owner and he spies on the
Oh.
people in his motel
Yeah.
through like a fucking double-sided mirror, and then finds
does
out there's like
creepy
some
so
murder
well.
conspiracy?
I just saw his new movie, and I was thinking that you and
Which
I
one?
need to do a debrief, Andrea.
Which movie?
What's it called? It's a name. It's the one where everyone sees him in their dreams.
Oh, I haven't. The last one I
It's
saw was
fascinating.
Renfield.
It's a commentary. My theory is it's a commentary on social media.
What is it? What is it on?
HBO Max.
See, I
don't have
really
HBO.
want to see like X-Men done like that, where you have some teen and suddenly like he's appearing in people's dreams, or she's
God.
she's the intrusive thought for a bunch of people, and it's more about her like becoming comfortable, but in the end you find out the way to fix this is she goes to Xavier School for talented youth,
This is
gifted youth.
guaranteed it's been done. One story in the comic, one storyline I can recall is who's the all white shoot?
It's
Spacing
called
the
Left
name.
Past 10.
The Diamond Lady.
No, she's the head of the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
Scott
she ends up running the
Summers.
school.
Cyclops is having an affair with her in his mind, and Jean Grey
s-
finds out.
Her sisters are the cuckoo sisters. They literally are.
Emma Frost. Thank you.
I was right on
Martina
everything I
Mufoni.
said. Run back the VT.
The VT?
It said extraordinarily stupidly, but it was accurate.
VT is industry speak for videotape, Andrea.
Well, I mean, I knew that, but that's why I was criticizing and or bringing attention. There's no videotape here. This is Bytes.
Is this not video? Are you not
Bites.
hooking this up to a series of VCRs before
They call it
putting it out?
VOD,
No,
video
I
on
do that
demand.
after I put it out.
Guys, should we wrap it? It's almost midnight.
Oh, do you have a
Yes.
hard exit this time? You got
But-
to check into that hotel.
Did I already pitch Diversity Squad to you guys? I think
Maybe.
I
Well, I have
I-
something I wanna advertise before we go.
all right.
But go
You
no
first.
do Diversity Squad. No,
Yeah,
I
what are you
wanna-
Well,
talking about?
I want to open it up for how much
Sounds like-
trouble do you think I'll get in?
Sounds like an
'Cause
after
I
school
wanna-
special.
I want to. Well, it's sort
like
of
people with
all
their
right.
hands on their hips. We're diversity
Yeah, that's
squad.
the feeling I want. I want like Wicked Diversity Squad, sound off, white people, hi there,
No
black
whites
people,
allowed.
and then just make fun of the fact that I have thus far failed to attract. The fact that I was unaware of what was going on with Diddy until the FBI raided his house concerned me.
Oh, me
And I
too.
want to do. Well, see, that's concerning. So I want to do something that
Lost?
that
Page
What's
6.
happening?
on its sleeve is supposed to try to attract people from around. But here's the twist, and I want to know if you guys were on this, how nervous you'd be on it. When we fail to get somebody from like do a random pick of some type of diversity, whatever it is. When we fail to do it, the tagline is be real fucking careful. Because it's like, okay, Matt, try to get Thai people interested in this. Say something to interest Taiwanese people.
I can do that. Now, look, you're saying that
Wait,
that
what?
I am focused only on white pop culture.
No,
Because
I am not.
I don't know what's going on with P Diddy, if that's what we're calling him now, because I don't give a shit about
about
celebrities.
pop culture. No, I know.
I mean,
But
I do
it
care
was-
about
it-
pop culture, but not that. Not
it was
what they do.
brought
in
up.
their-
I mean, I'm
at
just
home.
saying it's a blind spot, and I think it would be very cute and also very funny to ruin your guest's day. Like, all right, let's say we got Dan from the internet on, right? So now we've got at least 2 shades of folks, but we don't give him an easy one. We don't say attract other internet types. We say go ahead, Dan. Try to attract Indian folks. Good luck. See how
I-
awkward and scary that would be? That'd be fun.
I've been
I think
watching
we
a lot
should
of
try it.
movies from the 70s and 80s, and whenever someone says Indian, I just
Ooh.
don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm talking Sniper Dot, not Columbus
Oh,
being wrong.
jeez. Jake, you're failing.
See that's the joy of it. Even if you
You're
get
losing
it
your
wrong,
show.
hopefully somebody comes on and tells you, "Hey, this is why you fucking idiots totally failed," or "This is why it's dumb that you failed to attract Indian people." We'll get a genuine person.
This
from
is
that,
where-
whatever.
Diversity Squad goes from like this to
That's my hope. It's like keep the ball up. You know it's gonna crash.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna do poorly.
and then it
but
gets
it's-
real somber and like they pull down like a backdrop where suddenly they're in a therapist's office, you're laying on a couch, and one of the Diversity Squad is like, "So Jake, what was going on in your mind when you said that?"
like just that it doesn't matter if my career lasts very long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think My Dogs Are Goth has the right comment.
Okay, hit me.
Cringe Squad.
Yes.
Now that's a
I think
show
that
I
would
would watch.
very much be
That's
the
the fucking
vibe it would end up
show.
with. That 100%. Oh god.
I was writing something recently. I wrote a story. It's meant to be like a children's story for adults. So it's told like a children's story, but it's
I
not.
like that.
And I was like, I gotta run this by somebody. I gotta let somebody read this because this might not be okay.
Is it
Well,
racist?
are you feeling brave? What's an example of what might not have been okay?
No, I'm not feeling that brave. Mainly because I don't want to spoil it because I'm gonna save it for
All right.
Halloween times because it's like a horror story. So you're allowed to like push some boundaries there. But then there was a couple of things where I'm like, it might just be my age. I don't realize like what's, like every time I say that's crazy, I hear my friend. I have that one friend that's like, that's really offensive, and I'm like,
What,
oh,
crazy?
okay.
I've heard that.
Well,
I
but
don't
I'm
know
just
if I
saying like
agree.
there's
Yeah.
that window's always moving, and I'm not watching, or it moved too fast.
The things authors get away with in their books, though, quite extreme.
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Like, if
This is pretty. It's
considering
kind
that
of
there's
taboo.
a child game bang scene in it.
Oh, that's my
Oh,
favorite.
there is.
It's
Yeah.
really detailed. It's oh man.
Is it? I don't remember. I
Yeah.
never actually read the book.
But
I've
that's an
only
old book. That's an old
heard
book.
it.
Yeah, back
You know
in the
what? I'm
80s,
pretty sure when
child
Stephen
gangbangs
King
are
wrote
perfectly
it,
fine.
child game bangs were still not cool.
Just keep saying
No,
that
you don't
phrase
understand. There was like that
over
one
and over.
year, 1982, where they were really popping off.
Yeah, that was the. If you're into that, it was the time to be. 1982. Life was good for horrible humans.
Well, to be fair, there were no adults present, so just thought I would put that.
I
out
mean,
there.
at least there's that.
What did you want to advertise, Andrea? What do you have?
Okay,
Oh,
well, as you all know, my favorite video game is Doom.
Right.
It's a good game. So I started a little bit of a history documentary series on old Doom levels and old speedruns dating back to the 1990s. And I posted one episode. Another one's going to come up tomorrow. And where can you find them, you may ask? Well, I have multiple YouTube channels because no one on this channel cares about Doom, apparently. So I have a YouTube channel called Andrea Plays Doom, where you guessed it, play Doom. And so I started doing this documentary of old speedrunning and old levels from the 1990s. I'll probably expand into the aughts at some point soon, but, there you go.
Dude,
Cool. Okay.
please go out of your way to notify my dumbass when you're doing this. This is my jam. Like when you're talking about stuff I enjoy unwinding to, it's that exact thing. I love that.
Well, there you
That's-
go.
I'm excited.
There's one ep up already, and the next one's coming up tomorrow.
Hell yes. Beautiful.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Sandy, you want to plug anything? Where can people? There's links to Left of the Box in the description of this video. If anyone here watching is not subscribed, don't be foolish.
Stay that way. Get out.
Yes. Left of the box. I
Subscribe.
do live streams. I'm attempting to do live streams at least twice a week. I almost didn't do one today because I was really tired. I've been out all week. I also plan on doing more video essays soon, so you can go and check that out. Plus
Get 'em.
my art. You can check out my art at sandeelovas.com.
Nice.
Heck
Okay.
yes.
Cool.
I'm on the hostile fart sauna known as Twitter. That's where I spend most of my time.
I've been trying to
Well
quit
done.
Twitter recently.
Yeah.
I realized, but I'm failing.
The dumber the tweet from me, the more hits I get. I don't like it.
It's bad. It's really bad, but there is no
Well, you
but. It's
can-
just bad.
Check out all my content in your dreams, nerd.
Yeah. It's called a Jakes It.
It's not one of the better ones.
Kind of a brat. It's bratty.
I enjoy your faces, Sandy. You make very expressive faces, I've noticed.
You guys have
I
met.
don't
You
know
guys
why
have.
there aren't a million gifs of me yet.
It's just a matter of time.
You guys have been
Because-
on my show together before, right?
We were
Yeah.
on like one,
Yeah.
maybe two. Some point. I don't know.
I think it wasn't planned. I think you were just doing a call-in show with Andrea one time, and I'm like, "Oh, can I come on?" And you're like, "Sure."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's me having the sense to know good matchups.
I like, the only trans people just.
I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't think so. I think I have family. So
You
I don't
think?
know. I don't know for certain.
I feel like you would know if you had family.
I mean, I don't go around asking people. Okay.
You should. Start with your parents.
Yeah, yeah. It's after midnight. Oh, I have such a huge day tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Tomorrow I
Another
kinda have
successful
off 'cause
filibuster.
I've just been.
Yeah,
I've had
Andrea
a busy
loves to
week.
keep me here. What'd you say, Sandy? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I've had a busy week, so tomorrow I don't have any actual plans to do things. Friday I'm in a dinner theater show, so I have to prepare for that. And I'm like,
Tomorrow's my get high and play video games day, so I'm staying up late.
I'm going back to Colorado to do Celebration of Life ×2.
I would prefer not to Colorado. I feel
You
like
would lo-
auto
you
is
would
an
love it there.
offensive slur.
You would fucking love it there.
Is that any?
I'd like to go sometime.
I mean, it's great. It's amazing. Plus, I'm really popular there, so you guys could. I'll be your ambassador.
Well, I would like to travel more now that I have a passport.
Oh,
Might
cool.
as well
How long
make
does that
use
go
of it.
for? 11 years?
It was a 10-year one.
Oh. Hey, I'm going to have a Canadian on the show in a couple of weeks, Rob Rousseau.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Montreal. You know him?
I've seen him on Twitter.
He does.
Funny tweet,
yeah, he
man.
does the Insurgents podcast with Jordan Yule. So just so you know, it's another Canadian. Might be a reason to tune in.
Yeah, you just
Yeah, no, I've
tell all
seen
the
him on
Canadians.
Twitter.
By the
I
way,
didn't know he did content though. I don't think.
Oh, yeah. Like he has several podcasts. Yeah.
Well,
It's
then
great.
he should know about me.
Well,
It's
he might
actually
be too
it's
busy.
quite amazing how many. Like I think, oh yeah, I have this going, but then I find out that there's so many Canadian content creators out there that have like so much more sway and followers than I do, and I'm still like this tiny little dot of a channel on here where there's like
Okay.
Canadians doing podcasts that have like thousands and thousands and thousands and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
they're all
There's-
view botted.
Yeah, that is true. And that's true. There's commentary going around right now that view counts and subscriptions are down on left online media. And I heard the term today that it's an off season. What I think might be happening is there are more shows than ever and the viewers are spread out. I don't think there's fewer viewers. I think that they're just spread out more.
Well, there's
Well, both are true, I think.
yeah, because like I would love to watch more of the leftist contents creators that I see like on your show and stuff like that. I'm just exhausted because I have like my staples that I watch and then I do my own content, and by the time I'm done that, I don't really want to watch more.
Yeah, I kind of
That's
plugged out of the news commentary sphere. I feel like it's I got to the point where I hear the same talking points by like so many different people on the same stories. I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
Well, you
As
see,
I-
And
that's
none of
why
it
I
matters.
do Canadian news specifically because quite often those stories aren't covered by the other leftist content creators. But then also I cover it from the aspect of being non-binary and living with disabilities, which again is not something that gets covered a lot when it comes
I
to
enjoy
perspective
Yeah.
and stuff.
the mental health stuff too. That's not
Mhm.
something that I feel like a lot of people are just afraid to be vulnerable online, and that makes
Ooh,
sense.
I-
You know, if you got
I
millions
talk
of
about that all
followers,
the time.
yeah,
And for me, it's like if the politics thing is like overplayed, I can just segue to comics and art, and I can start featuring those guests. You know what I mean? I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a little bit of a diversion, like a pleasant diversion, but also we should not. I don't think people there. I just saw somebody say I'm subscribed to too many shows. There's no such thing. Subscribe to as many as you want. Trying to watch them all, that's wild. But like we have to keep supporting them because let's say like 6 of them dropped off. Well, you want to be sure that you're definitely subscribed to the ones who are still going. You know what I mean? Whoever's left standing. Because if this does come down to a survival of the fittest or just
It's
whoever
usually
gives
the
out
survival
first.
of the most stubborn.
Yeah.
Like
But
the
I
survival
also
of
think
the
more
people
group
most
shows.
Yeah.
More panel shows are going to happen.
Yeah,
This
but I
is
think,
just rehearsal.
I think it's the survival of the most stubborn, because a lot of people will get into this thinking they've seen so many other people succeed at it, especially like, oh yeah, they succeeded after just a couple years, just gotta stick at it. And then they learn that's not always the case and far from it. And
I
so it's a
mean,
matter of the people who stick with it past that. Like, I'm
if
running the risk of burning out right now with how much I'm doing, but
like if
it's
Trump
too
wins
important.
again, watch.
Mhm.
Watch, these shows are all going to just get cranked right up through the roof. Watch. Anyway, you guys.
I need to tap into the turf market a little bit more, because they found one of my videos and they're giving it so much engagement. It's great.
You did
Oh, yeah.
AstroTurf?
yeah.
What do you mean turf?
I prefer the term
Oh, turf.
fart.
Sorry. Sure.
Turf, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one where I clipped of me explaining to Jeff about finding out I'm non-binary, and so many people have gone out of their way to comment on it saying, I don't know how this showed up in my algorithm, but I hate it, and I just had to come here and comment on it. And I'm like,
That's exactly why it
Great.
showed up in the algorithm, you
know.
fucking idiot.
so many
Anyway,
people
thanks for the
did
money.
that. And I'm like, just keep on doing it. It's great for the algorithm.
Yeah, because like now, even if it's not your stuff specifically, like they're just gonna start getting more leftist stuff in their feed, right? So
Your hatred fuels my algorithm. Go for it.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, this was great. Thank you, Sandy, so
Attempt
much
number
for hanging
7.
out. Great guest. Can't wait to have you back on.
It was fun.
Andrea, can't wait to see your Doom retrospect.
Well, it's a documentary / record progression history of every speedrun done for levels over the course of 25 years.
That sounds awesome. And I'm not on Friday. I'm out of town.
In a
I
hotel,
will.
apparently.
And what?
In a hotel, apparently.
Yep. And I will be back next week. I have a couple of pre-recorded interviews that I could launch at any time. We'll see. I might do a lie detector. I have a whole new lie detector worked out. Sandy, have you seen my lie detector episodes?
I haven't, but I know what they're about, because I've been on your
Interesting.
show when you've done them before.
Oh yeah. So I have a new one of those locked and loaded. Might do it Monday. You never know. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys.
Attempt number 8.
At what, lie detector?
No, at
No,
ending the
trying
stream
to
tonight.
end the stream. And then...